Welcome to Forward ReZero. It's a ReZero rewatch podcast with three friends. I'm Sarah, aka Yulia Straight Crazy.
I'm Neve, and I'm like if a cat girl was a boy.
I'm Morg, and I'm adding this to my cringe collection.
And we're joined by special guest, first guest of the pod, friend of the show, podcaster extraordinaire, Jordan.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and I'm going to lose subscriber.
We normally don't do nicknames, but the thing is that I have like a pact with myself that anytime someone is going to guest on a podcast that I am involved in, and they ask the question, "Do we do nicknames here?" Which is, we only do nicknames on Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, as for shows that I'm on. And anytime someone asks that question, my answer is not normally, but this episode we are. And so Jordan asked the question, and now we've got nicknames.
He insisted. He threatened to hold us hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't start the show if I didn't do nicknames.
Yeah.
And I said they had to be about Kylex Y, but I made the concession that they could be about ReZero.
About ReZero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jordan, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really excited about this.
Me on. You sent me a message a few weeks ago that was like, "Hey, do you want to go on ReZero? Forward ReZero?" And I was like, "Well, fuck yeah, of course, obviously, it's a good show." And I'm like,
"Duh, idiot! Of course I do."
Baka, and then and then I was like, and then you were like, "What episode do you want to go on?" And then for some reason I said, "I want to go on the episode where Subaru posts cringe." And first of all, you knew exactly the episode I was talking about.
Despite how general that statement is, because
there's one episode where he posts more cringe, and then I told my brother Sam, friend of the show, who got me into ReZero, I said I'm going on the one where Subaru posts cringe, and then he said, "Why in the world would you want to watch that one again?"
It's a good episode.
Why would you put yourself through that again?
So I also watched this episode twice. I often only watch the episodes once because I have bad time management skills. And boy howdy, it was hard to get through it the first time.
Yeah, like knowing what's going to happen in this episode does not make it any less horrendous and terrible to watch.
No.
Yep. But man, we should get into it. So first of all, I just want to say at the start, thank you very much to Morg for taking on the unenviable task of taking the kind of notes that I tend to take, which is just the order of events notes, which I get extremely meticulous about. And thank you very much, Morg, for taking that off my plate this week. I will put this weight of the world back upon my shoulders for the next episode.
Thanks, Morg.
You don't have to. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, I just kind of vibe on my other podcasts, and we help each other figure out what order of events shit is. But
right. I guess also this is probably like too much behind the curtain that'll get cut. But also it's like I want to get as a new person, you are the lead, you are the person that I last want taking these notes. I guess not to say that I don't want you to take them. I just since you are the new person that we are hoisting this show upon, it's more often than not.
So just to correct me if I'm wrong, Morg, you don't know what happens after this.
Correct.
Correct.
And I didn't look ahead this time, so I'm just in a lot of pain.
Okay, I just need to make sure I don't want to accidentally ruin your ReZero experience by being like, oh, and then this is the week where Subaru dies.
Oh wow!
It's funny. It's funny.
Spoiler.
It's funny that you say that. This is the third episode in a row that we have done that does not have a suit. Well, I mean, fourth actually, because he doesn't die in Memory Snow either.
Yeah.
I wish he did.
Because the last episode he died in was Natsuki Subaru's restart, which I believe was the end of episode 4. Because then episode 5 was the one that ended with him about to be torn to shreds by dogs, and then episode 6 was he didn't die, and then so 3 episodes in a row of no deaths. Good.
I really wish I could, Morg. I really wish I could be you, because the things that are about to start happening in the show, I want to experience them again for the first time. So have fun with the next stuff.
I'm scared now. I mean, you said this is the
No, it's good.
No, it's really good. It's really good.
Because I was like, this is the post-cringe episode, so I assume it can only go up from here.
You're about to get to the best part of ReZero, if you ask me.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
Okay, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Felis is here now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, true.
We love Felis.
We love him.
So let's get into this first episode.
Yeah. This first.
My notes literally start with sickos dot emoji.
Why? This is called like Return to
I'm not exaggerating. Like the thing that this is the episode that I've been most looking forward to like us getting to. Like there are episodes in the show that I think I like more. Like to just pick a couple, just to name a couple out of a hat. Like From Zero, Parent and Child. Like this, I think I like the Greatest Night and the Self-Proclaimed Night. Like that's a great episode. But this is like I've been really excited for this one. Just really been on tenterhooks about it.
Very fun to talk about this one.
Because Sarah wants to fucking kill me, obviously. It starts off fine, because it starts off with just, like, Subaru doing victory exercise. I always forget what this fucking exercise is called.
Radio calisthenics.
Thank you. Radio calisthenics with the village, and he's giving stamps to the kids, and Amelia's just watching, like, with a little smile on her face, like, wow, my goofy friend.
My goofy friend who I've known for exactly, like, 2 days and I've barely spoken to.
My weird friend that is way too attached to me.
My weird friend who seems to know a lot more about me than he should.
Yeah. I love Amelia's fox hoodie.
It's so cute.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Is that its first appearance, excuse me?
I think so. Yeah, she wears that from time to time. She likes it.
But has she worn it before this time, though?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. I thought she might have something like that in Memory Snow, but...
There's... so it's like Subaru has made stamps out of potatoes for all of the kids. So like, oh, here's your stamp for the day for doing your radio calisthenics. And that like it goes from kid to kid, and one of the kids is like, oh, this cat looks so happy. The next one's like, oh, this cat looks so sad. The next one's like, oh, this cat looks so grumpy. And like if they had like actually called attention to like this feels like a Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun joke. Like the revelation of Subaru can only draw cats.
Yeah, that's a little. That's actually a pretty good pull for that.
Yeah, it's just funny.
I was like, what the hell is he stamping these for? But
because like you gotta validate their parking.
Yeah, Tom Nook will give them like a radio if he does it 5 days in a row.
Ooh, damn.
Radio to do calisthenics with.
Yeah,
radio that makes you do cursed radio that makes you do calisthenics.
Oh no.
Whether you like it or not. And you have to do it with the Joy-Con, so you have to actually get up and do it.
There's a really funny moment as Subaru and Amelia are walking away here where Subaru's like, he just like goes over the events of what just happened, and he's like, that time when, someone had to save me from this and someone had to save me from this, and he's like, wait a second, I got carried. I got hard carried.
Wow, I did nothing, huh? And then Amelia's like, no, we know the truth, but like Subaru's like, damn, I got saved by Roswell and Rem and you, and what am I doing here?
He did help, but also to be saved by like very powerful characters like Roswell. Is that really so bad?
No.
He's like the most powerful wizard in the world or whatever.
He's the world's most powerful pervert clown.
Yeah, he's a disgusting... actually, no, it is embarrassing to get saved by him. Never mind, I fully understand. He's like the worst iteration of Dio Voice.
Done.
But actually, it is the best iteration of Dio Voice.
It's I think it is. I think besides like literally actually Dio, I think this is my favorite Koyasu Takahito role.
He's so fucking good.
So good.
It's pretty fucking good.
We see Wilhelm also.
Oh, this character won't come back, I'm sure.
Oh.
Wilhelm is nice.
So we don't know his name initially because at first in my notes I'm like, even though I saw it twice, I was like, this is the emissary they keep talking about, because he's just this dude with a carriage, and he's from the capital to like talk about the royal selection. And...
Yeah, but it turns out he's more of a guard dog than anything. Mm-hmm. Like he is the chaperone. He is the butler of the Krusha character that we will meet in, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes time.
Yeah.
We get the OP again. It's still the first one, which I was surprised by. I thought that was going to be changed by now, but I don't know. I like it.
Yeah,
I'll keep drinking that garbage.
Yeah, still all right.
Hook it to my veins.
Yeah.
Subaru, like, insists he won't do anything fucking stupid while there's an emissary
he wishes.
here.
He's eating a big bite of cereal and saying, "I will not post cringe today.
I will not be stupid in this episode.
I will not be extremely dumb in this episode."
Is there a single episode where he isn't extremely dumb at one point or another? You got to keep your eyes peeled and let me know.
I'm curious.
0 days since Subaru posted cringe.
r/no cringe.
r/no cringe.
But, like, Amelia doesn't want him to come to the meeting.
Yeah.
Because he's going to post cringe, and she knows it. So he, like, goes out to... who we do find out later his name is Wilhelm, or Will. Mm-hmm. Old Man Will.
Old Man Wilhelm. Did we get a last name on this guy this episode?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because he's like bribing him with some of Ram's like fun
yeah.
tea.
We get a really funny cut-in shot of like Ram finding the tea that like.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah.
It's her special stash of the good tea, and like she's like opening the jar and just very visibly mad about it.
And
We're drinking that loud.
Once
drinking that loud.
Want to have the best tea?
I get fucked up off half a sip of that booty shit.
We're sipping things going.
He says, "Here's the motherfucking tea." Sorry.
He did say that.
If he did that with hot tea, I think that would be a lot harder. But yeah, he does give that good to Wilhelm and is like, "What are they doing here?" And he's like, "I can't tell you. I know you're close to Amelia, and I like to see it, but no."
I think it's interesting that like I think like this there's some really good seeding I think in this episode for the events that happen in the back half of it, where it's like we see a lot of both like Subaru's like blatant not only Subaru's like unawareness of the customs of the world that he is in, but like blatant disregard and like adhering to them. Like
he can't follow directions. He literally can't follow the simplest instruction.
Wilhelm is like, "Hey, are you sure you should be talking about like that to someone who might be the future queen of Lugnica?" And Subaru just like doesn't really respond to it. He just like kind of he butts up against like the structure of this world, but he manages to skirt around it by just being like, "Oh, but didn't you think your wife was epic?" And Wilhelm was like, "Yes, my wife was very epic, actually."
I did have an epic wife. How did you figure that out so soon?
How could you tell? How could you tell that my wife was epic?
Did you go to my wiki page?
Because you're epic.
Natsuki Subaru, did you fuck my wife?
He doesn't fully he has a passing idea of return by death, but like he thinks that Subaru can like go back in time and fuck people's wives or something. He's like, "I know you have some kind of time power, but I think it might be wife fucking abilities."
But then we get to meet
Return by Petit Moore.
Star of the show.
Star of the fucking
Let's
show.
Go.
Main character.
Main character, Catboy writes, number 1, Felix Argyle, or Felix Argyle.
In the dub, they call him Felix, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, in the subtitles, they call him Felix too. I just adhere to Felix because
apparently in the Japanese it would translate to Felix because it's like Ferikusu.
Interesting, because I feel like I remember reading that he was referred to as Felix in the light novel. Let me.
So there's a couple, the subtitle went back and forth. Like I saw it as Felix and Felix. It seems kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, it's you can see Felix or Ferris or well, I mean that would be pronounced Ferris the way that it's no Ferris, Felix, Ferris, or Felix. God,
Felix Bueller's Day Off.
I mostly refer to him as Felix in my notes, but
all of these names refer to our favorite Catboy. If you know a single character outside, if you are listening to the show as someone who's never watched a second of it, this is the character that you probably have seen because this character has really exploded in like outside of this show. Like
I wonder why
people just like love to make memes with Felix.
I was gonna say the first characters I saw like was just countless countless figurines of Rem and Ram.
Yeah, like definitely the maids in terms of like content or like act. But like if you like Felis has escaped the like no one is making memes about like going to school and using a picture of Rem or something. But like there's a couple of Felis pictures that I've seen used in memes about like just completely arbitrary shit.
I will say that when I first saw Felix on this show, I said, "Oh, from this one." Oh, that's this guy. That's this one.
That's him.
That's him.
Pointing at my screen. Him. There he is.
So he's a nice little cat boy who is wearing a dress.
The world's first non-racist femboy cat boy.
Finally, they've invented it.
They finally bred the racism out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was after decades of selective breeding. They finally made one that wasn't that didn't at least have fascist sympathies.
Yeah. So
though.
Well.
If you take a look at who he's sworn himself to,
a couple more generations, and we'll get the one that we'll get the cat.
Felis is a really promising step that shows us that we're nearly to the end of this project.
We're so close.
Well, is she a fascist? I mean,
she's got a little hat that she wears, and that's good.
You can't be fascist if you're a girl boss.
Would a fascist wear a cool little hat?
I think Krush is a great character, and I do like Krush a lot. Like, she's not in my top 5, but like definitely a top 10er for me. Krush is definitely, of the 5 Royal Selection candidates, definitely the most like authoritarian one.
But not my least favorite.
No, not my least favorite either. I was gonna say like.
Oh, you just hate Felt that much, huh, Morg?
Yeah, that's who I'm
we all hate Felt so much.
Felt is definitely the one, the standout problematic character.
Yeah, she's got no respect for the decorum.
5. Yeah, she doesn't care about the nobility, and that's what really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the message in the Discord where I'm like, Felt for president. That was nothing.
That was your alter ego count as Bucci Flagrante.
Yeah, of course.
So, okay. So I do want to check in with the dub watch here.
Hashtag dub watch.
Yep. Thus far, we've had for new dub voices, we've had Wilhelm and Felis. Wilhelm is fine, just generic like dub old man voice. Felis's voice in the dub is awesome because it is absolutely ridiculous. Like he's going like way well. I don't think it's a man voicing him, but like his voice is going like way over the top. Like it brings that sort of like very like squeaky sort of like chibi like anime character energy that you don't get in English language versions very often, which and like he does all the nyas and stuff, like it's still like even though it's English, it's still like wedged in there, and I just thought that was nice.
I did some clicking over to Felix's Japanese voice actress who has some good standout roles. Toru from Fruits Basket and Hanyu from Higurashi, apparently.
Jordan, I'm shoving you out of the way in the middle of the segment to let you know that she did in fact voice Chie Satonaka in Persona 4.
I was just getting to Chie Satonaka as well.
Who the hell is Hanyu?
She voices a Higurashi character? Hold on, I need to Google who this is.
Like
that's not a character I can talk about yet. Okay,
is that like one of the fake characters from the bonus content?
No, it's a real character who's in the original 8 chapters.
Yeah.
You know what's strange is that Persona is one of the only series that I've ever played where I choose the dub over the sub, and I couldn't possibly tell you why, so I've never heard her do the voice of Chie. I've only ever played that game in English.
Yeah, I've only ever heard, what the hell was her name? I used to know this off the top of my head.
I think it's from Golden onwards, I think it's Erin Fitzgerald.
Yeah. And then Tracy Rooney, the original.
Yeah, who wasn't really like a voice actor in that sense, so...
No.
I did like her better, even though she sounded a little bit 40 years old, but...
Aha! Is this our chance?
Yeah, but I don't know, I liked her take on the character better, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
What happens next? So next Subaru's like, please, you gotta take me along. I need to help you win. I'm your epic guy. I'm your special, your number one boy.
I'm your special birthday boy.
I'm your special
birthday boy.
It's my birthday. You gotta take me to the Capitol.
He doesn't know what day it is, and like he doesn't know that. So it's just every day could be his birthday. So
it's true.
You
never know.
Does he know? I mean, he knows how to kind of read it, like their language. But, like, did he learn
They could have a different calendar.
Calendar? Yeah, I was
he
like,
doesn't
did
know
he
what his
learn
fucking
it?
birthday is.
You know,
He
in a
probably doesn't know how
sense,
old
returning
he is
by
anymore.
death is a birth. So
Yeah, every time he dies, he's like, it's my birthday.
it resets his birthday counter.
It's literally just doing Happy Death Day movie.
It's like Sifu. Every time he dies, he ages 1 year, but not really. But like his age count goes up.
Did anyone besides me see the movie Happy Death Day? I'm just curious.
No.
Are you familiar with it, at least from the advertising,
Yeah.
where it was just like they just did the whole thing was like her alarm was into club and because it's your birthday, because we're gonna party like it's your birthday because it's her birthday in the movie. But the thing is, that is not her alarm clock in the movie. Like, that is not, I don't think that song's even in that movie, and it makes me so fucking mad because it's such a good thing that they just put in the trailer and then completely ditched.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Haven't seen the
sorry
movie.
to get mad about a horror movie that I like overall.
Well,
Roswell, Amelia's pretty steadfast about not wanting him to go to the Capitol.
Roswell
but
extremely is like, yes, he should be able to come.
You should
He
absolutely go to the Capitol, and you should absolutely post cringe. I will not explain why I want you to do
Actually,
this.
doesn't
Roswell
Rem
says,
suggest it
I think we
first?
should fuck around and find out.
You should post some cringe.
Doesn't Rem suggest going first?
yeah, she does, and then Roswell backs him up.
Backs her up.
He's like, yeah, let's do this shit.
Because Rem's less, she's less fucking simpy, but she's still trying to help Subaru out in this episode. And then, Roswell's like, yes, he should go and say thanks to the people at the Capitol, but also get healed because his magic gate is still all fucked up from the
Yes.
battle.
He cast one spell and his tummy hurts so bad that he's going to need extensive surgery to fix it.
Wow mood.
It's the one post that's like, I'm writing a story about a woman whose tummy hurts at work, but she is being about a woman whose tummy hurts at work, and the reply is like, is she being so brave about it? And the LP responds, no, she dies.
It's the guy from I Think You Should Leave who's so horny that he's just his stomach hurts.
Yes!
And they think that if he goes to, he'll find a guy with some magazines in the trunk of his car if they go to the Capitol.
Ding, we got this. So
what
you think we
he
should
was
leave reference.
That's why he wanted to talk to Wilhelm in the first place. He was like, that carriage looks like it carries pornography.
he has
in the
he
trunk.
has the hunk if you're horny. Sticking Subaru's just like, I'm so horny.
Just stomach hurts. Just pushing into the back of your ground dragon's head, like Mario hitting Yoshi to make the tongue come out. And then it just does
I don't think Mario usually hits Yoshi to make the tongue come out.
In the original game, if you watch the sprite very closely, in Super Mario World, if you watch the sprite closely, Mario fully fucking punches Yoshi in the back of the head.
Piece of shit. Just Subaru rolls up to the.
All I can envision if you using a ground dragon to honk is you press press the heel of your palm to the back of its head, to the back of its neck, and it just opens its mouth, and you just hear the fucking Vanga buzz bah!
Or it's like that video of the lady in the kaiju suit where
yes!
the kaiju.
That video is so fucking cute.
Such a good video.
I'm not sure I've seen that video.
It's fantastic.
It's pretty good.
Everyone's in agreement. Subaru should go to the Capitol and do absolutely. He should just stay in his room.
He should do nothing wrong and just be.
He should maybe go to a museum or something.
He's going
They
separately.
need to put this fucking guy on a leash. I swear to God.
Do.
I mean, they kind of do immediately after, they're like, okay, he can come. They cut to Amelia holding his hand at the Capitol, and he's, super embarrassed about it, but she's like, no, I don't trust you to not get yourself into trouble. And there's, a quick flashback cut to, him standing up in the,
Yes.
in the fucking carriage thing with the ground dragon and stuff, and he's like, this is a fantasy world, I love it, wow, parallel universes are great. And then if
I die, I'll just come back.
he gets literally he
does
gets
the Minecraft oof.
He gets what the fuck even happens?
I know
strap,
literally one thing about the movie Hereditary, and that's what happens to
God. Yeah. Fucking God. Yeah, that's exactly what happens in the movie Hereditary.
What they get yanked? What the fuck? Yanked.
Well, she's trying to keep him from getting hereditaried.
Yeah, she's trying to save him from being hereditaried. Morgan, are you familiar with this aspect of Hereditary, or shall I explain it to you?
No.
Okay. So,
I know nothing about Hereditary.
I'm only spoiling this for you because I think this movie would really upset you and you would not enjoy it.
I do want to see it someday, but I also don't care about spoilers.
Okay, spoilers for Hereditary. For maybe skip to the next 45 seconds or so. So, Morg, you know that kid in the trailers, the kid in the trailers for that movie, the young girl who had that frumpy jacket. So around the 30 to 45 minute movie, that kid starts having an allergy attack, and because she accidentally ate peanuts, and so the younger brother, who's played by one of the Naked Brothers band, has to drive the kid to the hospital, and the kid just cannot breathe, and they stick their head out the window, and the head collides with a telephone pole, and the kid gets decapitated, and the rest of the movie is about that.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
the Naked Brothers Band kid gets decapitated?
No, the little girl.
It's in the Naked Brothers Band movie.
Yeah,
that's why that was the series finale of the Naked Brothers Band.
Damn, it went in a really weird direction.
The Headless Brothers Band.
Naked Brother Band.
Oh my god. Fuck.
Hey, remember
so Subaru gets his head
do.
cut off, is what we're saying. But
the classic
also,
beloved character
Appa guy.
Subaru?
Steve Jobs.
No, it's Appa guy.
Just
Appa
before
guy.
this, just before we, I think we're jumping ahead a bit to get to Appa guy, aren't we?
Well,
sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. So I've got the episode pulled up because even though I entrusted the detailed notes to someone else, I'm still just well, I'm gonna pull the episode up.
Yeah. Sarah. Yeah, no.
I know.
The Appa guy fucking shows up because
he shows up and hey, how'd you like that free sloppy? First one's free. Now you can pay for it.
And he does. He pays
Leave us a
for
good
it.
review on Google.
Leave us please give my Tornado Suck Job a 5-star Yelp review.
Fuck, why do I have all these notes about Felix and Will?
I don't know
because there's a brief cutaway scene where Felix and Will are talking.
I wasn't sure if this was before they went to the Capitol or not.
Yeah, no, this is
That's
before
why
that.
I was wait, we're ahead, but no, it's because this is kind of a cutaway thing where Felix and Will are just talking, and Felix usually you don't talk to people, you just fucking chop them up. You'd rather chop them up, and this is where we get Will's name. Is
Wilhelm van Astrea.
Yeah.
Haven't heard that last name before.
I was that last name seems familiar. And then we hear it again later this episode just to remind us.
I will admit, it completely went over my head for approximately 8 to 9 more episodes.
No joke.
Oh.
It was one of those things where I missed the first mention of it. So when they said his name for the first time, when they said his name for the second time, I was oh shit, what a reveal!
It was literally it was 8 episodes from now that I was oh, his last name's Von Astria. This is the first time we've heard of this. Yeah! That's so cool.
He's Dutch.
Because he literally, they say Wilhelm...
Yeah, he lost his penis in the unfortunate smelting accident.
Does he have Holland. A little box that he keeps with him for all of his little skin peelings that he likes to snack on?
Oh, no! God, I haven't seen Goldmember in a long time, and I...
More like Old Member.
Don't think I want to.
That movie turns 20 upsettingly soon.
Oh, God.
Oh God!
Do you know that every single actor
Goldmember turns 20 this year?
Yeah.
Did you know that every single member, every person in the Austin Powers cast has died of old age?
That's
true.
so sad. R.I.P. Beyonce Knowles.
R.I.P. Beyonce.
R.I.P. Seth Green.
R.I.P. Seth Green. Hey.
Hey.
R.I.P. Mike Myers. R.I.P.
Vern Troyer. Oh no, Vern Troyer did actually die.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace, bud.
But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure we like talked about that conversation since we got his fucking name there. But he also mentions that he can like see that Subaru has seen a lot of deaths in his eyes.
Yeah.
In his scary eyes.
He does have scary eyes, but he also just kind of looks like that.
He also just looks like that. He just looks like he
went out shopping for his noodles and his comic books or whatever, and he gave the guy the money at the cash register, and he just had death in his eyes.
He had the mood eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
At the Appa stand, we do see at the Appa stand. We do see the little bipedal dog with the green with the hat with like the green yarmulke. Yeah, you can see it like walking away in like a single shot. The thing is, Tape loves this dog, and every time I see it, I grow more and more convinced that he's right.
That this dog is good?
Sorry,
yeah, like hold on, let me.
Of course, a good dog is good. Hello.
I was just thinking about something while you're doing some searching, and I apologize, but it's just been very topical lately. Is Subaru a tarnished?
Because he's pretty maidenless, folks! Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Elding ring.
Elding ring.
Elden Ring.
She L'd on my ring till I end. I lost the thread on that one.
I just sound like I don't know shit because I don't know anything about Elden Ring. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So Subaru and Amelia just have like a little conversation as she is literally like, holding his hand like a child in the streets, and she is like, "I know that I cannot fucking let go of you." And like,
I mean, reminder that the last time they were here, they were literally escorting a lost child back to, like, Subaru is the baby child now. And he has to have his hand held by him. He is the baby. This is not a good relationship dynamic for these two. I think he needs to
and like you can
reassess his life choices.
I love all of the like extremely palpable friction between them in all these scenes. Like it feels like every single time they have every single time. No, I know. I also hate it, but like in terms of structure, it's just so good because like I didn't notice this the first time that I watched this episode, but on subsequent rewatches, I really caught that like they don't really have a conversation of theirs that ends naturally. Like it just feels like tension between them is heightening, and then like something causes the conversation to come to an end. Like oh, Julius is here. We Rem and I have to get going. One thing or the other. And I just think it's really nice. Not nice, but like good writing.
It's good writing. It's good like character relationship building, like
I think it's important that we see how bad these two are at each other right now.
It's
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say how like fucked up their relationship dynamic is, and boy, when they have that conversation at the end of the next episode, and some things get brought up that I remember when I was watching the show for the first time, I was like, Subaru has spent a lot more time with Amelia than Amelia has spent with him. And it kind of makes their relationship really fucked up. And I wonder if it'll ever get explored. And then it got explored in like 5 minutes after I thought that.
That's pretty good. That you were like, I'm already putting this together and I didn't even realize I was calling this out.
Literally the nice day that they had at the first episode is completely erased. So, the number of actual conversations they have had at this point in the like true timeline is like none. They've barely spoken.
Yeah, it's weird because like in a way Subaru's relationship with her is both is and isn't parasocial.
Yeah.
Right. It's entirely based on fact, but also like did not happen actually.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Like the meaningful moments that these two have shared have not been saved in the timeline. It's been a while since I watched the season 1, but I mean, I'm trying to think of like what their relationship amounted to. It's like he met her in the loot house, and then they went back to the manor, and then she like saw him extremely dead or whatever, and then now they're here or something.
Yeah. I mean, we in like the true timeline, we do get like a couple of like there's like she has like a really like heartfelt goodbye for him at the end of the like as he like sets off to save the day at the end of the near the end of the second arc. But like you're totally right. Like you are 100% right.
It's kind of like, I mean, we'll talk about this more I guess later, but like he just is still putting her on a pedestal even with like all his, I feel like, I don't know, it goes even beyond, like, even though he knows more about her, I guess, than she does about him, I guess.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, Subaru's relationship with her is incredibly unhealthy and, like, bad, regardless of that time traveling thing.
Yeah, like, even if she remembered everything, I think it would be, like, very weird. It would be less weird, I guess, but it's still very...
I mean, he's always been like this.
It's weird. It's weird, but I also think that like I don't want to sound like I'm in Subaru's corner on this, but I also think it's like really interesting how it's like Subaru definitely found the wrongest way to do this, but also like there's not really, I can't think of like a right way to handle this. Like how can you possibly handle? I guess, but like then you're just like building the entire like relationship on a foundation of untruth.
It's literally one of the saddest things about this entire show is that he knows everybody so much better than they ever know him.
Yeah.
And like he has so many meaningful moments and conversations and stuff that didn't happen. Right. But he still it's like that fucking sucks. That really is incredibly painful to think about. So I don't entirely blame him, but I also blame him for being just a real shithead.
Yeah. Like I said, do not know what the right solution is here, but Subaru definitely found the wrongest one.
Right,
he should have stayed in
exactly. Bed. I was like, I don't think I would approach it well either, because I don't think there's a good way of doing it, but somehow he feels like he did the worst way.
Yeah. Anyways, Subaru, Amelia is growing like increasingly short with Subaru as he like asks about like just trying to have a conversation about things and she's like, oh, tell me some more about the royal selection. She's like, Subaru, I told you we are here to fulfill your promises, to see your friends, and to get yourself healed. That is what you are here for. And she's just being very short with him. And then like I said, the conversation kind of like cut off because they get to the castle, I guess, is where they're going.
Well, they're looking for Ryan. Aren't they looking for like Reinhard?
Yeah, they're looking for Reinhard.
Yes,
they want to see what happened with Fel.
Yeah, because they want to push the point, and they need their tanks to do that.
Yeah, they need someone to hold. They need someone to do hammer down. But while they're looking for him, they spy a beautiful purple-haired boy who is my son, my precious boy, Julius Euculius.
He's good.
Okay, but what's his real name?
His name is actually pronounced Julius.
No, I know.
No, not the last name.
Fucking Gundam name, Euculius.
Euculius.
Oh yeah, he didn't say his name in this one, did he?
They do when they're talking about him.
Yeah, they introduce him as Julius.
Yeah, they say Julius.
That's weird because like later in the show, he definitely insists that his name is pronounced Julius.
Oh.
This is the part where I get the maddest at Subaru that I've been in a while, because like Subaru is a person that comes from the real world, and like he's probably seen a movie in his life because he's a big nerd and he doesn't do anything all day and he just hangs out at home.
Right.
So like Julius goes up to Amelia and he's a knight and she's like a person in the running for the royal selection, and he's like, oh, hello, milady, and he tips his fedora and he kisses her hand, and then fucking Subaru just like, oh, you will die now. Oh, you are stealing my girlfriend. I'm going to kill you.
This whole episode is
Subaru
having a really bad case of main character syndrome.
Yes,
this is
one of the many reasons.
Syndrome.
Yes, one of the we originally wanted to use Violet Pony's protagonist syndrome as one of the potential openings for this show, but then our close personal friend Gerard Way reached out and asked us if we could guess the numbers on their band. It's a little underground.
Yeah, it's a little indie group.
Doing what we can.
I believe they're called My Chemical Romance.
I think it's Your Chemical Romance.
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's actually
I think it's definitely my Chemical.
It's actually no.
Fucking Simpsons voice. Only whose Chemical Romance is it? You pressed me, which indicates you. The correct answer was My Chemical Romance.
When the revolution comes, it will be Our Chemical Romance.
Yes,
That's true. All we need to do is elect Felt.
I would like to say that just looking at his Wikipedia, just looking at his page on the ReZero Wiki, the katakana for his name is Yuriasu. So Julius.
I'm sure that I didn't catch his last. That's what I was saying. Like I don't know.
Julius Euculius.
That's so hard to say.
What a funny name.
It's so
Julius
funny that his
Euculius.
name is I think it's like I think it's like a reference to Shakespeare, like Euclius.
Oh, okay.
But
Is it not? Oh, I was thinking it maybe was like a funny number thing or something.
It's a reference to former Boston Red Sox first baseman Kevin Youkilis.
Kevin Eucalyptus.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, but like Subaru fucking freaks out like in the background when Julius or Julius.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would like to retract that statement just now. Sorry, I misread something someone said, which is that they said that it is not a reference to anything unlike Puck in Shakespeare.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
my
confusing.
mistake. I apologize. But his name is Julius Euculius. His name is Julius.
He's Julius, and
He's Julius.
And,
He's my
He's
son.
born Julius, but like
This is definitely when Subaru gets very parasocial about things.
Mm-hmm.
When he sees a person like touch the girl that he likes and barely knows, and he gets fucking ballistic at him.
So, like,
Yeah.
not even like, like in a like familiar sort of way. Like he's literally doing like the most normal courtly sort of.
He's a fucking knight,
Exactly.
and Subaru knows that. He's wearing the knight costume.
he's a knight. He's doing
Has
knight
he
shit.
seen a movie?
He doesn't seem to understand certain things about what knights do. And like same, but like I at least know that, But it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's enough that you're touching her. Like, ugh, she's my, how could you? Like that's how it feels.
So exceptionally possessive, and
It's gross.
Julius is like, yo, chill out, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to flex on you. I'm just a vessel.
He's shooting Julius a DM that says, "Hey, Amelia is my comfort character. I don't think you should."
No. He's the fucking. He's that guy who sent the My Little Pony artist letter saying he's not doing Twilight Sparkle anymore.
I have a beautiful handmade Amelia plushie that I take to my vegan restaurants, and it's a beautiful.
Kevin Sano, not a great guy, but definitely did not deserve that one. Anyways,
It's just like this coupled with like, okay, so this is such a little comment he said like before this where he was talking about like Reinhard being like, wow, just, hot guys can get away with like anything because like he was like, oh, what if Felt was kidnapped by him, or whatever. And then this coupled with like how he reacts to like Julius and Amelia, he's just like, he has this like fucking complex about like guys too, like just in general. I think like that that like if you're like hot you can do anything kind of shit, and it's like,
yes,
no.
And he's right.
I don't want to reveal my hand too much about the way this season progresses, but I will say that also to me this is Subaru constructing intricate rituals.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, I'm just saying Subaru does not have any bi boy swag, but he is definitely bi boy, just swagless.
He's the swag. Well, he's
Swagless,
swagless regardless
maidenless.
of his fucking sexuality.
Oh,
man.
yes. Like,
Yes.
look at him.
The world's first, the fucking.
He's
that one post that's like get a girlfriend.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Nobody like you. I'm saying for real.
That was exactly what I was about to say.
Christ.
So yeah,
So-
he hates
so,
it. He's fuming. He's talking about how like Julius should be fucking careful about eating curry because
It's like, don't eat curry udon in that suit, and then
Yeah,
and then Julius
What's curry udon?
it's like, I can't. So the first time I watched this episode, like I'm ashamed to admit I was much more in Subaru's corner, especially when it came to Julius. But like this time, it's just like no, Julius is the one being the most normal here.
He's literally just Saturday chilling. Don't ask him.
He's literally just he just came by and he's just like hi, and then Subaru's like I'm gonna fucking gut you and I'm gonna rip your head off.
No,
and
honestly,
I
like Neve, like I also like when this first happened, I was like, oh, does Julius like I didn't really click the fact that he was just doing night shit for some reason. So I was like, oh, he's like maybe likes Amelia or something, but like still Subaru is blowing this way out of proportion.
Right. I mean, to like obviously the extremely possessive way Subaru reacts is not good, no matter what.
No.
But at the same time, I think that I would not immediately like clock Julius as a knight in Subaru's shoes, and just like you see a guy who is not a knight, you do not know whether this man is a knight or not, and you see him walking up to this woman and getting down on one knee and going all like schmaltzy, like this looks like a schmaltzy romantic gesture. You do not know Julius is a knight.
This guy walks up and kisses your girl's hand.
I can't believe you
What
just
do
said that Natsuki Subaru is completely 100% valid for his behavior
listen.
this entire episode.
Listen. Check the tape. He never did anything.
I can't believe that you are. When I said I want to be on the episode where Natsuki Subaru posts cringe, you said he never does that.
He's never done. He's
never
done
posted
this.
Really cool,
cringe in
and
his
he's
life.
never made a mistake.
He's cool, and I see myself in him, and I think he's very admirable.
He's cool. He's hot like the frozen sun.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
He's young and fast. He's the chosen one.
I like
He's
that.
American Dragon
I
Jake
like
Long.
that.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
I'm
okay.
I'm certainly not bragging about it.
Because, like, I think it's funny that it comes at this point in the season of, like, I mean, we're all aware that Subaru is kind of like a shit in a way.
Yeah.
Like, he's just kind of annoying and kind of a weirdo. But, like, at least for the first big chunk of the show, he's just basically nonstop RBD all the time.
Right.
And it's just, like, you have a lot of sympathy for him, and he's just trying to, like, work his way through a problem, and
But we have not seen this man turn into a paste in like in like almost 100 minutes of runtime, and so
Yeah.
the sympathy well's running dry.
Exactly. So now he's like post like the trauma is momentarily over. He just has the time to be himself, and then you get to see the himself that he is kind of sucks.
Yes.
And that's good because it gives him a point to grow later. I mean, not to spoil character. I'm sorry, Morgan.
You don't say.
Sorry, Morgan, there's
over
character
the
development.
series. What if it was just shitty?
What if it
What if it was shitty the whole way through, and it was like Subaru was supposed to be the heel of the show, and you're just supposed to eventually become really happy whenever he gets pasted?
I mean, some people do probably think that.
That really sucks to think about because, like, regardless of how you feel about him, he is suffering so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, paste him.
Yeah.
Listen. You say that, Jordan, but there are like I could probably I could probably rattle off a list of like 5 people that I would cheer, like 5 real people I would cheer about. Just
No.
death.
Real people.
Yes.
People. But this anime boy.
This
I
anime
feel
boy
bad
is supposed
for.
to be the protagonist, and like,
Yeah.
even though there's like villain protagonists and they exist and stuff, you usually have some kind of sympathy with them by the end, or like in some point, because you're seeing their side. Like, it's hard not to. So I just
Listen, I want Henry Kissinger to get RBD'd as much as anyone, but if he dies enough at times in fantasy, not in real life,
yeah,
he might end up with a silver-haired elf GF, and I don't know if I'm okay with that.
yeah,
Does he deserve that?
no.
I mean, the thing is, Henry Kissinger isn't. I can tell, just like Henry Kissinger is an exceptionally racist man, no matter what dimension he's in. So if he was transported to an alternate dimension, he would just immediately like he would adapt to the racism of the environment around him. He would,
you're so right.
He would, like,
God, there
he would,
is
like,
some
reach
spoiler
out
shit I
and-
want
he
to
would-
say about this right now so bad, but I won't.
He would reach out and commune with the
Let me
spirits and
just-
say,
let me just
"It seems
type
to me as though the hated people of this world are silver-haired half-elves. Got it. I despise them now."
What is this world's equivalent of Indochina?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't click that, Morg, but then just read the funny phrase I typed.
I
Oh
won't
god,
click
I
it.
can't wait to look at this.
Challenging concepts, Jordan. Thank you.
Great.
Well,
Great
this is
post,
great
Jordan.
podcasting.
He's
Thanks,
got the
guys.
look. He's got the look of it. Is the thing.
Folks.
A little bit.
Anyways.
I do have one thing I wanted to touch on before we move on from this. So Subaru does his curry udon line, and then Julie's just like, no response, and he's like, well, I don't know what that is, but I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, just like a completely earnest response.
Plays it so cool. He's great.
I think the first time through I thought he was just like being smarmy about it, but no, it's just literally like he's just being like, well, I don't know what that means.
Like, I don't know what this boy is saying to me, but it seems like
I would love to try curry udon.
I don't know why this
he's got like good boy. Good boy.
I don't know why this Japanese boy with zero habanero is passing this information on to me, but he's fine.
I'd love to try a curry udon.
Oh god, please give Yulia some curry udon.
Rest in peace, Julius. You would have loved curry udon.
I don't think he has I don't think he can handle the spicy food. I think there's some characters who could, but I think he's got a weak tummy.
You give him a single flamin' hot Cheeto and he just...
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this world. That's the thing about... What's this? I can never remember what the world's called.
Lugnica. Yeah.
Lugnica?
It's Lugnica or Lagunica, depending on...
Every single character in this show would be killed by a single flavor blasted. Like, if Subaru has his bag of snacks,
that's not
he
true.
Reaches in... And
that's not true. A of all, I don't think... I will slander Subaru greatly. I do not think Subaru is one of those, like, mayo is spicy type guys, just, like, by nature of, like, growing up in Japan.
No. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm saying that, like...
Yes.
Oh, hey, Amelia-tan, check out these flamin' hot Doritos I got. And then she eats one and she immediately dies from the flavor.
Like Subaru can have them, but everyone else in the world cannot.
Her mind,
Subaru can have them.
that's his
Al,
superpower.
Like, the only other character that I think can have them is Al, but that's just because Al has also been isekai'd in.
Oh, is that a thing that
No, that's not spoilers. That's just not remarked upon whatsoever in the entirety of the show. Like there was a moment in this in this episode when in the manga and the light novel, during the events of this episode when they're covered in the light novel and the manga, there is like a short scene that was cut for this where I think Priscilla is like, oh yeah, he's like, is he like you, Al, from another place or whatever, like beyond the waterfall, I think is what they call it.
That is such a funny detail for it to never be brought up again.
That's so funny because like
I really do love this. It's also the same. I know I explained this before, but it's also the reason that the Kansai dialect exists in this world because someone from Kansai got isekai'd in.
It just happens every once in a while. just like every once in a while, a person gets isekai'd into this wonderful whimsical world.
I knew that happened because I know like in the next season there's another character. Sorry, there's another character that is like isekai'd in, and like Sarah has mentioned to me before that like characters sometimes get...
Is there another character that got isekai'd in season 2?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think maybe we were referring to Al, but like in a roundabout way.
Maybe referring to Al, but honestly, there's a couple of spoilers a couple of contextless spoilers that you could have gotten about season 2 that I could see being misconstrued as.
He's just trying to find his Ed.
Yeah.
He's just trying to...
Have you seen my brother?
The reason he's got a helmet on all the time is because he tried to do human transmutation.
I got my body back, but I haven't gotten my head yet.
My head, I'm looking for the head.
What is this, fucking Full Metal Alchemist?
He says, so, no head?
He's like Kelty.
Celty.
He slams his media.
Is it Celty? I always assumed it was
Celty,
Kelty, like Celtic. Okay.
He's a Dullahan.
So, no head, and then he slams his media on the floor.
This is what Subaru is doing for the entire duration of this episode.
No head?
No head?
No head?
Okay, Amelia like walks off to have literally a fantasy Skype call through a communications mirror with Julius and a couple other people. And she literally turns to Subaru and says, "Be good and wait, okay?" And Subaru's like, he's like seething about.
No.
He's like,
I will cause.
He's still seething about like what just happened, and like immediately after Amelia has like gone inside, he's like, "Oh, I see something happening over there. I should go figure out what it is."
He's a fucking dog. This guy's a dog.
He's like, "Be a good boy. Sit for me."
This guy has dog brain, but not in like a way that's fun or charming.
Yes.
He goes back into Crime Alley where Batman's parents died, and he sees the same 3 guys who
they're the only ones. They're the only thieves.
It means that the capital is really cracked down on crime if there's only 3 criminals in the entire city.
Yeah, @ the most elusive criminal that the Royal Guard has ever chased down. He just keeps seducing every guard that he comes into contact with.
And they're accosting a character that I'm sure is everyone's... When you ask people a list of their favorite ReZero characters, I'm sure this one is right up there at the top.
I know everyone here hates Priscilla.
I don't hate her. I think she's rude, but...
she's rude in a really... She really rude. Grows on me every time I watch that.
Does she really? She's like... There's rude, and then there's there's rude... Like, Tsukishima's rude, and I love Tsukishima for how rude he is, but there's rude, and then there's I find you to be irredeemable. You represent all that I dislike about people in the real world. And also, you're just a bad, mean person.
That's true.
I want to be clear that this character definitely has huge tits, and I want to be clear that I'm not just I'm doing big bagongers here. I don't know. I don't think that there's an extreme amount of depth to her character, but she's shitty in a way that I find really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I didn't like her on the first run through, but because I watched this twice, I was like, no, I can see why people would like her because she's a little bit of a messy bitch that lives for drama. I don't want to see too much of her because I think that would be grating, and I'm who knows if that'll happen or if she changes or whatever. But character as she is, she's fine in small amounts.
I think it's entertaining how openly evil she is.
Yeah, fair. The thing that really sends it over the edge for me is when Subaru is "Hey, haven't you ever had an appa before?" And Priscilla responds,
yes.
"Of course I have, but appas are white, not red," and which is revealing that she has never had an unpeeled appa in her life.
I love that character detail so much.
That is
good. That is good.
She's so over the top.
She's so fucking spoiled, and it's very funny.
Yes. She says it multiple times in the episode. The world is structured in a way that I will win.
I was
she
what
also
made
has
you
main
think
character
this?
syndrome.
Extreme. It's honestly, it is protagonist syndrome to be viewed from the outside. I think the fact that I don't, again, not a top 5er, not even a top 10er for me. I just find Priscilla very fun.
She is not my. I should say she is not my least favorite of the.
She's not.
Interesting.
No.
Who's your least favorite?
I can't believe.
I guess that leaves Anastasia.
It is Anastasia.
I'm very surprised. Anastasia does very little in these episodes. She has a fun.
She has a fun little hat on.
She does have a fun little hat,
but not as fun as Crush's little hat because.
The smaller the hat, the more fun it is, and this is why Roswell Manor is undefeated.
Wow, so true. I know. I'm not sure why.
It's like the opposite of that Key and Peele sketch where they keep getting more and more extreme hats, more and more fresh off the line hats.
Yeah,
but just smaller and smaller.
Maybe I'll talk about it more when we get to her. But yeah, it is actually Anastasia, which Priscilla is not good either. But like I said, she's okay in small amounts, so I can enjoy her as an over-the-top villain character, if that makes sense. I don't want to dwell on her, but I also am damn, she's just fucking saying cartoon shit, and I do enjoy that. She's cartoon villain shit to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, Subaru sees someone heading into the alley to get accosted by the 3 alley punks, and it just so happens to be Priscilla, who we've just spent the last 5 minutes talking about. He tries to come to her rescue, and she's just genuinely not having it. One of the guys is yeah, now it's just a 3-on-2. We still win that. And the Priscilla's no, it's a 3-on-1-on-1.
It's a 3 times 1 minus 1. You ever see Mr. Show?
It's at Survivor. You got a 50% chance of winning or losing, but then you go against a madman like me.
He
You're doing a Macho Man voice.
I don't know what I was going for. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm a genetic freak. I'm not normal.
He tried to do dear, thanks for waiting for me kind of thing, and she like slams him into the wall. It's pretty good. But it's
so good. He does like the classic ally thing of like, oh hey, yes, hey friend who I definitely know, you're glad sorry I'm late, and she just completely swerves him.
But yeah, like
she's
after
like, no, I don't know you. You are lying.
After the 3-on-1-on-1 thing, like Rom shows up, and because Rom's like this big dude, he like scares away the alley punks, and Subaru, is like, thanks, I don't think we could have done this alone. And like Priscilla, who we still don't know the name of actually, but she's like, I could have fucking done that by myself, actually. And then Subaru like mimics her and is like, oh, I'm so strong.
Yeah.
His he continues to be like weirdly good at doing girl impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad Rom is here. I like to see Rom.
I love to see Rom.
Good old Rom.
But
he's just chilling.
He is missing Felt though, and he didn't know what happened to her. So Subaru is like, yeah, Reinhardt has her for some reason. I'm trying to find Reinhardt to find out like why, but and then Rom just kind of like looks to the castle or to the palace or whatever and is like, damn, and Astria has her. Fuck, I don't know what to do about that, but he just like seems like he's thinking about something, until he like leaves.
Yeah. He's like, oh, had to be a Van Astrea, huh?
Van Astrea, yeah. I keep saying Astrea, like his last name's just Astrea.
No, I think he did say Astrea. You're right. I wrote the direct quote in my notes. Actually, you're right.
Sweet.
And I'm asking myself at this question. Okay, so we have had Wilhelm reference his wife. Do we think Rom knew Reinhardt's wife?
Oh, I think he knew her all right.
Or not Reinhardt, Wilhelm. Sorry, Wilhelm.
I think he knew her very, very well.
Reinhardt's fucking gay.
Rom fucked that old woman?
Oh, you know it. Wait, actually, I'm thinking back to some stuff later. Maybe 50-50.
50-50 on Rom fucking that old woman.
Maybe Rom has that return by death wife fucking time traveling power that we were talking about earlier.
Damn.
He's a green seer. He can warg into people's balls.
He's paste.
He can warg it. What the fuck did you just say, Jordan?
He can the famous power. Warging into someone's balls in order to be reborn as their offspring.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. That's what I heard.
D plus D equals T.
While he's here, so around the corner comes Amelia and another character who looks like a Dark Souls guy who got lost.
He does look. I was thinking the same thing the first time I saw him. Is like this is Solaire. This is Giant Dad or something.
This is like every Dark Souls NPC.
God, I wish there was a character in ReZero that looked like Giant Dad.
Because Reinhardt does become unstoppable.
Like Al is he wanted to use his weapon, but he was fat rolling, so he took off the chest piece. So he could reduce his equip load.
Exactly.
It's like, is this gonna do it? The controller's still vibrating.
Shit. Okay, let's take the torso. Oh yeah, this kind of looks fucking good. Put on the cool. God, I love Al. Al's so good.
He's good.
Al's great, and the fact
his dub
that
voice is really good.
And I wish that he had worked for someone a bit less shitty.
Yeah,
he deserves a better boss.
I like
he really like. I'm looking at this now, and if his helmet was not directly inspired by Ornstein, I would be very surprised. Like this feels like either they are directly inspired or they were both inspired by the same source thing because it feels so.
I mean, it just kind of looks like a regular knight's helm to me.
Yeah, it's like Ornstein's got like a little face.
Yeah.
helmet.
Does it?
He's got like a little.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
He's just wearing like a regular.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another look
helmet.
at this.
I'm gonna take a look at Ornstein.
But Al is just very nice, and
this is just a very normal.
I really like Al. I thought.
Oh yeah, Ornstein does have a face. You're right.
I do like later.
We never see his face in these episodes. Very mysterious. Although now that I know that he's fucking isekai'd from another world, is like, oh. Will we ever see his face though? I know that's a spoiler, but also I want to know really bad.
You have to go into console commands in order to see his face.
Mm-hmm. You got to kind of clip through and then you can also
I'm not good at that.
Yeah,
that's why ReZero was rated M.
You need to if you want to access the true secret ending, you need to clip into the armor and see what's the message written on Al's balls.
It has the Konami code written on it. You put that
right.
in.
You go in there and it just says "Fear the Old Blood," and that's how you know how to get to the next area.
That's how you get to the DLC.
Fuck.
It says "Commune with Al's balls."
He's also like shirtless. Like he's just this like shirtless fucking knight with a knight helmet.
Imagine like the moment when your helmet comes into contact with your bare chest or back, and how cold that would be. That's all day long.
Also, just like that would be really painful. Like every shift of your torso is like your body coming into the contact, your naked body coming into contact with those sharp edges.
Well,
like,
to be fair, he is kind of wearing like a shawl sort of thing.
That's what the shawl's for.
Yeah, you're right. But anyways, so Al walks around the corner with Amelia, and Subaru's immediately trying to like fucking tough guy up on him, and Al's like, looks like your buddy's got a couple of screws loose, huh? And then Subaru insults his fashion, and Al immediately rises to the bait. It's funny.
Subaru is wrong. His fashion is great. Also, like, yeah, just the fact that he was like more worried about like some dude walking up on Amelia instead of like seeing her and being like, "Oh, cool, we found." Or
like,
each other.
"Oh fuck, I'm sorry, I didn't wait for you."
Sorry, I didn't wait for you. Sorry, I wasn't a good boy.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't a good doggy. Subaru and Amelia have a conversation where Amelia like very seriously asks him, "Do you know that woman? And how did you meet that woman?" And Subaru is like, "Oh, are you jealous?" And Amelia's like, "Subaru, I'm being very serious right now."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Well, if you don't know him, if you didn't know her, that's fine. You're good. Just fucking be chill, please."
He refuses to be chill. Narrator says.
Yeah, because the next day, Amelia's about to head off for the royal selection like ceremony and everything, and she is like talking to Subaru and being like, "Fucking please stay here. Do not use your magic. Promise me, okay? Will you please promise me this? Give me a reason to trust you."
Oh my god!
I'm gonna.
And
by the time I finish this bowl of cereal, you are going to promise me that you are going to be trustworthy today.
He does agree, and literally, Amelia hops in the foreign, like skirts out does some donuts, skirts out the driveway, and as soon as she is out of view, Subaru's like, "Oh yeah, there's gonna be people who are gonna be trying to hurt her. I gotta go save her. My time to shine.
I gotta go save her. I'm the only one that can save her. She can't protect herself.
She's a fair woman."
Subaru defenders, all the other Subaru defenders who say that he never did anything wrong will now take the moment to blame Rem on the things that are about to happen, because she's ultimately the one who. She's the one who let him. She's like, "Ooh, if I look away and I make this apple pie, then."
Not only that, but he coerces her into it. Like his part of his plan is to literally just stare at Rem because he knows that it makes her uncomfortable, and knows that he can push her into this. It's so nakedly bad of him.
It's so terrible.
Wait, people blame Rem.
Judging. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Rem is blameless for basically everything in the.
Rem has never done a single thing wrong.
Rem is never.
If you find evidence to the contrary,
delete it.
No, you
delete
didn't.
it. Delete it.
You did not find evidence to the contrary.
You did not.
Rem has never.
No, you
Rem
did.
has never done anything wrong.
Truly.
Yeah.
That's Remming's way.
I mean, anyway, for starters, she doesn't even exist.
We deleted Memory Snow. She did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what Memory Snow is. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. So
honestly, genuinely, I was having this conversation in the Discord with Cass the other day, Jordan. But I genuinely think Memory Snow is like fine to maybe even good if you come at it from like after finishing this first or even the second season, because I think if you come at it after you have finished the first season, I genuinely think it carries an air of like, this is Subaru telling me a story or something and he's embellishing some details, but like experiencing it in the middle of, especially because it opens with like Subaru doing dramatic narration, and experiencing it in the middle of it, like as it is chronologically, just makes it feel like does not make it feel like that. Yeah. Like it feels far less canon to be enjoyed. To experience it out of the time stream makes it feel far less canon and makes it that much more enjoyable to me.
Yeah, it sucks where it is. Anyway,
there's a lot of very funny stuff in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, all I'm saying is that if Rem hadn't let Subaru leave, basically none of the rest of the show would have happened.
I can't believe Rem. I can't believe Rem let Subaru eat that baby at the Chuck E. Cheese.
I can't believe.
Like, I have a real new recipe, and I will just happen to turn away, and I will let you go into the ball pit and interact with the children however you please.
I will look away and I will let you perform the bite of 87.
God. Rem is purposely putting her AirPods in and
I mean, honestly, can you blame her for just being like, I would like to not have to be around this guy right now?
Yeah, fucking
true.
Yeah.
He keeps staring at me. Get him out of here.
As Super's running away, he's like, I'm such a scumbag for relying on Rem all the time. Like, no, bro, you are a scumbag for so many other reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're a scumbag for so much other shit. That's like nothing.
Things that Subaru says that will make a person who has seen season 2 and 1 of ReZero scream. I am a scumbag for relying on Rem too much of the time. Natsuki Subaru, you are a fucking dead kiddo. I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you.
And then you're gonna come back, and then I'm gonna kill you again and again and again and again. Fuck you.
I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna remember every single time I kill you. I don't know how, but I am going to do it.
Episode title: I killed my heart out, and then I stopped killing.
just killing Subaru until you turn into a blood-starved beast or whatever happens.
Killing him Sunday. Killing him.
Spawn camping Natsuki Subaru. It's like that. It's like that thing on Shrieking Shack, the Harry Potter ending.
Spawn camping Voldemort.
My lord.
That's so good. Yes. I wish that was canon.
I don't think you could spawn camp Subaru because you would have to know exactly when the save point is being manufactured and be ready to just plug him in the head.
We'll talk about that when off conversation spoilies.
Off air.
Off air.
So Subaru fucking runs and he's like, how do I get to the castle? I'm gonna hitch a ride. And he puts his thumb out like a hitchhiker. And immediately
the mascot for BadDragon.com skids to a halt in front of him with an extremely this carriage that this dragon is pulling looks like the fucking. Remember that scene in the later third of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood when Ed and I think Darius and Heinkel are being chased by some Amestrian guys, and Ed just transfigures the car, he transmutes the car into something else, into a cooler looking car. It looks like Ed just transmuted this carriage into a cooler looking carriage.
Oh my god! Guess whose carriage it is? You get one guess. It's fucking Priscilla's.
It's Priscilla's. If all the red was not a dead enough giveaway.
Oh, yeah. I guess we didn't say it was red. That probably helps. If you.
She's red. The dragon's red. The card is red.
She's red with it.
Red. The hat is red.
She's red.
She's red. But so this is where that scene, earlier when I mentioned the scene of where Al talks about being from beyond the waterfall. This is the scene when that would come up when they're riding to the royal selection. But yeah, we already covered that.
That would have been funny, and I feel like it would give a lot of people who only are watching the anime a heart attack. They'd be like, "What the."
Right. It's these episodes were already these episodes came to 52 minutes total across the two of them, which is that's
a long time for two
that's
episodes.
That's on average 26 minutes per episode, which is that's it is so rare for an episode of anime to crest even 25 minutes, and even later ReZero episodes get to 29 minutes. I think one of them crosses the 30-minute threshold even, which is unreal considering the airing block that these go in.
You know, sometimes when an episode is important, it'll just go through the credits. It's like the ReZero episode is still playing as the next show starts in like picture-in-picture. It's just like, okay, really, we gotta get that last minute in there.
It's important. And that's
right.
why I guess
you're getting picture-in-picture of like Subaru like melting. You're getting picture-in-picture of like Subaru being smelted in the furnaces of Minecraft. And, like picture-in-picture with like the pre-Cure OP.
It's like, perfect. ReZero's still on. I don't have to watch Berserk 2016.
Playing as Subaru's getting torn into 4 pieces by horses all running in opposite directions.
He gets put in the
We're getting into 100 Ways to Die on Eastwick territory, and I'm really
this is
cool
great.
with that.
We're giving you ideas for 100 Ways to Die.
For 100 Ways to Die on Eastwick.
I mean, who knows?
What's 100 Ways to Die on Eastwick?
It's on Kyle XY, the fanfic we're reading. The writer of the fanfic said that he wrote a thing where Kyle seemingly exploded in a fusion reactor explosion, and then in the next chapter he said, "No, Kyle didn't die in a fusion reactor explosion. That would be even dumber than the way he died. Matt Dallas died on the show Eastwick." But we couldn't figure out how he died on the show Eastwick, so now every episode we speculate on what could have possibly killed Matt Dallas on Eastwick, and the only rule is that it has to be cooler than dying in a nuclear fusion reactor explosion. So
that's a pretty hard one to top.
Yeah,
it's a very funny segment.
It's a very funny segment, and like
it's literally something I look forward to every single week.
Well, you get to that, and then you have to read the 100 awful fanfic.
Yeah, can we steal that one, Jordan? Can we steal that and do 100 Ways to Die in Lugnica?
Please.
And just come up with ways of death that are either more cool or more distressing than whatever Subaru has most recently experienced.
Yes, take it. I mean, ask Sam also, but take it. You have my blessing to steal our bit because it's so funny and we only have a few weeks of Kyle XY left.
You won't make it to 100.
We're not going to be able to ask Sam until he guests on the show. So
yeah, we do not talk to Sam in any capacity other than when...
You never speak to Sam. You haven't blocked, actually.
Never. This entire scene, I'm fucking tearing my hair out because it's like it's Subaru basically rolling up to the Royal Selection in like. He's rolling up to the Royal Selection with Priscilla and Al, and she's like, "Oh yes, this little boy can come with me. He's my APA handler.
He's a funny clown.
He's my silly little guy."
She literally says like, "You should come with me to the Royal Selection. The look on Amelia's face will be epic.
It'll be funny. It'll be good." Also, he plays as like her APA handler because he like threw her the APA before that with like the skin on it still, and so like she just rolled with that for some reason, and she also calls him an idiot, which is good because
he is correct.
Priscilla is right sometimes.
Priscilla has moments.
They go into like the Royal Selection chamber, I guess, and like Subaru already the dumbest motherfucker alive for not understanding what was going on in all of this, like just thinking benevolent that everyone's actions are benevolently motivated, but also like the doors open and there's like a 5-second or so amount of time that he's staring at Amelia's back, and like he does not clock that it is Amelia until she turns around and looks at him and is like, "Subaru, what the fuck are you doing here?"
God, and it's like you can tell like she's upset, but like she's also just kind of flustered, so it's not like as upset as she could and will be.
Right. And as soon as Amelia reacts, like Priscilla like really like lays into it and is like, "Oh, you my servant." She like, she breasts boobily on his arm.
God, yeah.
She and Priscilla and Amelia have like a small like argument, I guess, about who's that Subaru really is, but she very quickly like relents and lets Subaru go back to Amelia because the damage has already been done of having did I jump ahead?
No, I was just gonna say mostly because Roswell was like, "Sorry, my fucking servant was in your way," and then like she lets him
and also like she's already done the damage of like being like, "Oh wow, this guy who's been like very clearly by this person's side all the time, but he's walking in with another woman. That's weird." where's his allegiances? That does not speak well for Amelia, probably, something along those lines. But after that happens, Amelia stares him dead in the eyes and is like, what about your promise? And Subaru's just like, I
had my fingers crossed.
But
and then Roswell's like, yeah, Subaru, this will probably be funny. You can go stand over with the Knights.
Let's see where you're going
funny.
with this.
This is content.
I feel bad for our country, but you must admit this is tremendous content.
Can't wait to see this one on Twitter.
Thank God for the Daily Show to keep our spirits light in this tumultuous time.
And he's orange.
I can't wait for Natsuki Subaru.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot, darling.
Have you seen the P-tape? You know he's got a copy.
I'm so glad that no one here is like dangerous Donald Trump.
Do you think that he keeps the P-tape in Beatrice's library?
Absolutely.
No one's gonna find it in there.
Except
Zapruder film also lives in Beatrice's library.
She just has an access to all of the forbidden VHS
From
tapes.
our world.
I do like to imagine it's like for some reason, like, in the world of anime, in like the animated world of this, like they pull up the VHS tape and it's somehow just like live action footage still.
It's live action of JFK getting pasted.
Yeah,
His head just doing that.
His head just did that.
Lee Harvey Oswald copy pasted that poor man.
I can't wait for the last episode of ReZero where Subaru arrives in Dallas.
In Dallas?
Or
What?
yeah,
It's Dallas. Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas, and he gets in his convertible, and then he gets pasted, and he wakes up, and it was all a dream.
I forgot
Super
that
gay-
happened in Dallas.
super-
Sorry, I totally blanked.
This whole show is taking
super
place
gay
in
as fuck for falling asleep while Puck's fat ass is out like that.
This whole show is actually the dying hallucinations of JFK's brain. What?
I've heard of Trepcoon, but this is ridiculous.
Lee Harvey Oswald had an isekai bullet.
This is like how Nino Kuni 2 starts with the president dying.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Get
JFK
down,
probably
President
was
Subaru.
fucking isekai'd somewhere, though.
What if every presidential assassination was actually the intention to isekai the president into a fantastical world where they could use their political ingenuity and prowess to make the world a better place?
I seem to have started life in another world.
Oh dear, it is a fantasy world full of beautiful elfin ladies. I was at the theater and now I'm in a fantasy world and I'm a cat boy.
Catboy Lincoln!
I got assassinated by John Wilkes Booth and now I am a cat boy? And I'm level 99?
Level 99 presidential assassinated Catboy lifestyle. That was just word salad.
That's okay.
That was nothing.
Reincarnated as a
Associating.
slime after I was assassinated in a train station by Charles Guiteau and my name is William McKinley? Wrong one. Other one. Different one. I don't remember that guy's name.
Gavrilo Princip blew my brains out, and now instead of having to worry about World War I have to worry about this new world war? This new world at war?
Wow.
Yeah. That's a real...
Gavrilo Princip blew me up and now I have 8 girlfriends?
Gavrilo Princip domed me, and now I have 3 weed-smoking girlfriends?
At level 99?
At level 99 weed-smoking girlfriend. Okay. We need to keep moving. We are an hour, 30 minutes into this podcast, and we are still in the first episode.
I don't know. I think we've got another hour, 30 minutes left in this particular train of thought.
This bit.
I know, and that's why I'm moving us on, because I know we can just go in circles with it for hours. Christ. Okay, so Subaru gets sent over to stand with the Knights, and we see Julius, but we also see Reinhard. He's back. He's chilling.
Hey!
And we also see Felis, who is absolutely dripping in his nightwear.
Cleans up nice.
I love him. Also, Subaru's like, oh shit, it's a guy.
Oh yeah, that's another thing is that Subaru didn't know that Felis is Catboy. Also, can I just say, Subaru, once again, he comes from our world. He is a boy of Earth, and he's like, you can't be a boy. You've got cat ears.
Right? Like, have you opened the internet?
Have you been online?
He only knows about cat girls,
are you not familiar
They've got
with
Final Fantasy 14 where you live.
Have you not played Final Fantasy, the critically acclaimed award-winning MMORPG Final Fantasy 14, Realm Reborn? Have you not played up until the end of the Heavensward expansion and met the beautiful Catboy of Grahatia? Jordan, have you met Grahatia yet?
Oh, of course I've met Grahatia.
My beloved son, my beautiful Catboy husband, boy son.
He's only met Y'shtola. He doesn't know about Grahatia. He didn't do the Crystal Tower.
Maybe he got isekai'd before FF14 became good.
Yeah.
He was isekai'd
playing
1.0. Oh man.
I would hate to be isekai'd into that.
Poor Subaru. Yeah, maybe that's why he's the way he is.
My notes just say I think Reinhardt says despite appearances he is male, and my response to that is just good for him.
Yeah. Felis says you're on the wrong side of history, Subaru.
I love Felix's dress that we see him in earlier, and I was like, what if his night outfit was also a dress though?
Like a battle dress,
yeah.
like a
battle dress,
like Saber in Fate has a little bit.
Yeah,
like that esports dress.
Would be epic.
That'd be sick. But I do like his night outfit because it has a fun cape. But
yeah.
I really like the dress that he was in.
He pulls off whatever he's wearing is the thing.
Right, exactly.
True.
I love Felis so
Felix is so good.
I love him, and I love that he's apparently a strong magic water user and healer because he's
the one who was going to heal. He's the one who's going to heal Subaru's gate.
Yeah,
I like how in this series some of the most powerful people in the whole world are just nice.
Yeah,
they're just nice.
Reinhardt is just nice. Felix is just nice. Those are the two main ones.
Yeah.
Everyone else is something.
Everyone else is either not powerful or sucks an egg.
Yeah. I like Roswell, but he does suck an egg, and he likes it too. He sucks the stinky eggs on purpose.
Stinky egg.
Where's my stinky egg? What if Roswell said Yugi boy?
Yugi boy.
That is literally what he sounds like.
I swear to God, we said that in the episode.
We did.
That we're just doing the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge voice.
We literally said Subaru boy, Subaru boy.
Subaru boy. Do or do not. There is no try.
Famous Maximilian Pegasus quote.
Luke, you miss 100% of the shots you don't make.
To Spider-Man.
Land among the stars you will, if you shoot for the moon and miss.
Why is fucking...
Because I'm doing Yoda voice because every single thing we say about as Roswell is preceded by
I'm going to make an edit of ReZero, and it's going to be the whole show. It's going to be a good way to pirate this show, by the way. But it's the same, but every time Subaru dies, it plays the Lego Star Wars Yoda death sound effect, where he goes, "Aah!" And that'll be the only thing.
Yeah, you see the studs leaking out of him when he responds.
Yes! Fuck yeah! That would be the best way to censor any violent TV show. Just
the Lego Star Wars studs.
That would be great.
Makoto Naiki walks in and there's just a big pile of studs on the floor.
Yes! Rings
it's
just
Scott Pilgrim. This is. I regret to inform you have invented Scott Pilgrim.
Fuck.
What happens next is we just get the whole royal selection lead up shebang, right? Where it's just hey, this is the royal selection. Here's why it's happening.
We get
actually what happens is that we get a bunch of characters who live in the world explaining that they already live in the world and they don't want to hear why the royal selection is happening. But we the viewer do not live in this world. And then I think Reinhardt, or no, it's Al, I think says, I also don't live in this world. Can you please explain to me why the royal selection is happening? And then they explain why the royal selection is happening, and it was just like, wow, that was...
Yeah, well,
a good use of my time.
It's like I think it's Subaru asking questions about like, and then like Al just loudly goes like, "Hey, why don't we describe this? I'm new at this."
Yeah, hey, can we explain this to the viewers? They don't really are not following along right now.
Can we explain this to me?
Yeah. It could be that Al is just fucking with them, but it could also be that Al literally doesn't know because he was isekai'd into the world.
I assumed he was just like making them explain it for Subaru.
Because, like, Priscilla's like, I'm busy and I don't want to listen to this. And then, of course, Amelia's like, actually, it's important that they explain. And then,
it's Anastasia that says that she's busy.
Oh, Anastasia. Oh, right, because she's the big money capitalist.
Yeah.
And it's just like, please explain this to me. It's lore. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Do they actually explain why it happened, though?
Not really.
Like, yeah, they do. No.
Like, they explain that it happens and that there's 5 of them, and they're like, what, 5? There's only 4 here, and...
If only there was a 5th one.
But, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they explained it, and they don't... Like, they've explained it, and they've explained it to Subaru, so they didn't really need to explain it again. Or, I don't know.
I'll tell you something, a secret about the thing about ReZero for me is that I really like the characters, and I like the drama and the story, but the actual world itself I find mostly very uninteresting. And
I could not. I think this royal selection shit rules for me.
This is where the show really started revving for me, I have to say.
Yeah, I didn't follow along so much with the fantasy stuff in this. I just like the people and the like.
Yeah, I think like, I definitely get.
I mean, there's elements of it that I think are cool, like stuff that comes later.
Right, just not the thing, just not the thing that your foot is, not your foothold like for the show.
Yeah, no.
I think
really.
It's interesting to have like. I want to know more about the dragon, and like there's like intrigue and stuff, and like how like why do they need a priestess? Why did the dragon make a pact or whatever with the world? Like, why all this?
Why did the dragon lay that big stinky egg that Roswell has to eat?
Yeah.
Why is the dragon married to a donkey?
Roswell is the guy from Smash Mouth, and he said he would eat the big egg for charity.
Jesus Christ.
So this is where we get the lore about the Kararagi accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone from Kararagi, because we meet Anastasia, one of the candidates for the royal selection. She speaks with the Kansai dialect, and then Al explains, everyone from Kararagi talks like that. Krush, there's a really funny Krush moment here where when they're like going back and forth about like, well, what is the purpose of this meeting? Blah 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 blah. And Krush is like, I know the purpose of this meeting, Lord Miklatov. It was we were supposed to come here and have drinks. And then the Miklatov is like, that's not what this is for. And Krush looks at Al and is like, Al, you lied to me.
No,
and he's like,
she looks at Felix.
Sorry, Felix. And Felix is like, I was clearly just having a laugh. And
it's like,
Krush
I'm
is like,
a little guy. I'm a
I'm
birthday boy.
I just said that there could be drinking, not that it was a drinking party.
Right, and Krush is like, I understand. I apologize. And like zero embarrassment, just like I withdraw my statement. I love her so much.
So sorry.
Like her. I like her design too.
Krush is so fucking good. And she's got a little hat on. And literally like the way my brain works, and this isn't a joke, is that if a character has a little hat on, I just like them no matter what they do. And to the point that like I really like Dorothea and Fire Emblem, but then after the time skip, I don't like her because she's not wearing a little hat.
Yeah, because like
and
the hat is a charm.
Dorothea loses her hat. What the fuck?
Yeah, she loses her hat. It's really sad. And then
Fucking,
do you know what?
I'm abandoning the Black Eagles. This shit sucks.
You know what? Mercedes gets a hat after time skip.
So you know which bi girl has more swag.
Yeah,
just saying, like, if a character wore a little hat, I didn't care how like, if they're the most problematic character in the world, but they're wearing a little tiny hat, I'd be like, fuck.
So I think this is why, like, Anastasia, like, bothered me, just because she was just, like, time is money, except I'm dragging it out more, and it just, like, bothered me.
Time is money, I'm dragging it out, plus my hat is not even that small.
Sorry to go back to the little hat thing, but when I was trying to think of a problematic character who wears a little hat, the only thing that my brain was conjuring up was the mayor of Townsville. I I don't know if he's particularly problematic.
Yeah,
but he definitely wears a little hat. Yeah, probably.
He's a mayor, so
he's a real Cuomo.
He's relying on his 9-year-olds to save his city. Of course, it's problematic.
His brother works for a major news outlet and is just covering up all the shit that he did.
He's covering. Yeah, his brother works for the major news outlet and is covering up the fact that he is using child labor to keep his town safe.
Why are you trying to cancel me when the real problem is Mojo Jojo?
You should cancel student debt.
You should cancel. Yeah.
Cancel COVID.
Cancel the monsters that are attacking Townsville.
Powerpuff Girls, please cancel these monsters.
The Powerpuff Girls stop answering his phone because he got canceled, and he's just like, oh,
that's what would have happened.
But at least I'm wearing my little hat.
That's what would have happened in that terrible Powerpuff Girls CW show they were talking about or whatever.
God. Yeah, the Diablo Cody one.
Oh my God, a corruption scandal, and he
one of them says the mayor's canceled.
The mayor's canceled.
Okay, we should probably get going. We should probably keep moving because we're almost at the end of this first episode, and
Christ.
Natsuki Subaru has not posted cringe yet.
So we just get a small explainer of what the whole royal selection process is, and we're not going to go into it because I don't remember the details as concretely as I would like to. Morg, do you have stuff for this, or can I just talk about the very end of this episode?
I mean, it's mostly just that Marcos, the leader of the Knights, is just kind of explaining stuff at a general level, and they talk about how there's the 4 priestesses, but there's there's a fifth candidate, and she's been located, and Reinhard looks super happy about this because he's I have located her. And did you want to say who it was? I mean, we kind of already did, but it's fucking Felt.
It's Felt.
This is so good. It made me so happy the first time I watched it. I was oh shit, it's Felt. Also, I want to know about those two little children.
Yeah,
Felt's 2 little friends. Who are they?
I don't know. I think they're just children.
I guess so. Those are 2 street urchins that Reinhardt also kidnapped and forced.
Reinhardt just
be a part of
plucking up street urchins left and right.
He just has a big vacuum.
He's
cleaner.
got a big Katamari thing.
He's doing Luigi's Mansion for orphans.
Yeah.
Felt stomping in the store Gucci bracelet.
Yeah.
Felt-sama.
Felt-sama. I love Felt. Felt-sama is so funny.
She has such a great dress, and she fucking hates it.
She hates
the title card for Return to the Capital is here, and then it cuts back to Felt. She's looking up at Reinhardt and is it looks like she's smiling at first, and they're smiling at each other, but then she fucking kicks him.
Yeah, she fucking roundhouse kicks him.
I forgot that Felt has a little fangy.
Yeah,
and it was
her
the
little
best
fang
thing
is
to
so
remember.
cute.
To remember that she has it. It's so good.
She's so fucking pissed. She's wow, you took me here and didn't tell me anything and dressed me up as this fucking frilly bitch, and why the fuck am I here? And then she also recognizes Subaru, and she kicks him. He's much less successful in stopping her kick than Reinhardt is, and she's good to see you, and it's good to see that you don't have a hole in your stomach anymore.
I wish he did.
I wish he did. So the Reinhardt and the Knights are recognizing her as the 5th candidate, but the lords and shit on the other side of the palace are just not having it.
She's not electable.
Yeah, and all the knights are just staring daggers at the elite fucks, and Alan Field is particularly itching to fight these guys. I really like the open hostility that the knights have to the noble class in this.
Yeah,
Subaru's
Knights
this
is for the people.
Is fucking scary.
Subaru's so this is happening.
This is happening. We also find out that Al and Felix and Julius Julius are they're kind of all Yeah, it's fine that they don't like Felt, because we're with other people that are here. Because we find out that, we know that Al is with Priscilla, and then we find out, like, Felix...
Yeah, Felix is with Krush, Julius is with Anastasia.
Yeah. Everyone's got knights except for Amelia.
Yeah. There's a moment here because Felt is like really just like loudly being like, I don't want to fucking be here. This place sucks shit. I hate everyone here. And Priscilla is like, Priscilla almost does a magic on her, but then Reinhard stops her. And says, "Oh, I want to just put that undisciplined little bitch in her place."
She straight up just calls her a little bitch in the dub.
Yeah, she does that in the sub too. Amelia,
but
is like, you're using...
It hits different to hear, like, just like not really out of nowhere, but like it is very funny that she just drops that.
Yeah, Amelia is like, you're using magic. You tried to use magic here in this fucking building. Won't you apologize? And Priscilla's like, won't you apologize for being born silver-haired half-elf, bitch? And Amelia's like, no, I have nothing to do with the Witch of Envy. My hair is just, I died. This is dyed.
I died like that. It's cosplay.
Yeah,
it's not a face.
I'm just
this is who I
the Witch
am.
of Envy.
Just to be, I'm just doing. It's a social experiment.
I
wanted to see if people would elect me if I dressed like this.
I used to kin her, and I can't like erase.
I can't undo it. I dyed it one day, and it never.
I dyed
it.
Never came out. Did my ears like this. I'm sorry.
You know, I feel like kinning the Witch of Envy is maybe about as bad as being related to the Witch of Envy in this world. Like, those two things are equally damning to your chances of being elected monarch.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
You are posting related to the Witch of Envy. You will not be elected monarch in the coming royal selection.
All those nobles are putting you in their DNF.
Yeah.
She ran a Witch of Envy ask block.
God.
Oh, I don't remember if the thing I was about to say is a spoiler, so I won't say it.
More. Take off your headphones for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
Jordan,
is it a spoiler
Jordan, hit
to
that shit.
Is it a spoiler to say that the blog is called Ask Satella? I can't remember.
No,
it is not.
Say it. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Hi, Morg.
I just want to protect Morg's ReZero journey.
Yeah.
Hi, Morg.
Morg.
Hello, Morg. Jordan, tell your joke again.
Oh, it's just that she ran a blog called Ask Satella. That's it. It wasn't really. I just
wanted to make sure that the name was not a spoiler.
Okay.
I just didn't want to. I don't want to ruin your ReZero journey.
Yeah, I knew that.
Subaru does die in a few episodes.
Fuck. I can't podcast anymore. Jordan spoiled too much by telling me the Witch of Envy's name, who I've known for like episodes, and that Subaru dies. So like, it's funny because like the lords are already mad at like Felt being here even before they like find out she's from the slums originally, and then like they keep her they like are talking about like, wow, this girl's from the slums, and then they like talk about how like Amelia shouldn't be here either because she's like half elf and she looks like the Witch of Envy, and like there's just a lot of hubbub.
That girl has silver hair and pronouns.
Yes. Tremendous tremendous shot. Of just like we hear one of the old fucks call Amelia a half devil, and like we see a shot of Al, and then like we see the top like quarter of Subaru's head, like mostly just his hair and a bit of his forehead in the frame, and we just like see it twitch, which I think is just a really nice little shot. I like that a lot. He's posting vain kids so hard as these people are being racist to her, and then he can't take it anymore. He starts like, yelling.
Already mad from when Priscilla was calling her shit, and like, yeah, this is kind of like, I'm like not realizing, I'm not sure. I think I think Priscilla might be my least favorite, but I'm not sure. I think Anastasia just rubs me the wrong way. This is not important to what's happening next. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, your rankings are just changing, fluctuating. You're like, actually, I think Amelia might be my. No, I think it might be Krush. No, I think it's Phil. No, it's back to Priscilla, definitely.
I like Phil. I like Amelia, right? And then Who cares?
Subaru starts fucking yelling, and he's like, "This is not good." And Roswell like gets an evil smile about this.
He's eating popcorn like Greg Turkington on Cinema. He is fucking loving this moment.
They call her a half double again, and Amelia's like, "I'm aware you are racist about me, but I will not let racism win."
She is being the bigger person so hard now.
Can we talk? I just want to talk a little bit about like the elf racism in anything. Always makes me roll my eyes a little bit. Like it feels like the video of the guy being like, "Well, guess who just got kicked out of Starbucks again for you guessed it, being white," but he got iHeart eating shit on his forehead.
It's the Catgirl racism from hit acclaimed series Ruby that everyone loves. The best.
Yes.
The best.
I feel like,
but the thing is the extreme like that normally does make me roll my eyes. The extreme specificity of who they are being racist against. Like, okay, it's not just elves.
That's not racism.
Half elves, and it's not just half elves. It's half elves with long silver hair.
It's half elves who resemble the world's most evil villain of all time.
Right.
That's like saying, please do not be racist against me for being a German man with a little mustache named Adolf. Yeah, with a toothbrush mustache. I'm going to be the bigger person and tell you that it is not okay to be racist against little German men with little toothbrush mustaches named Adolf. It's very hurtful that you would say this to me.
I feel like,
but it's just very
I feel like
sorry, go on.
There's something that can be said about elf racism in like other things, because like I've had a friend talk to me about it, but
because they experienced elf racism.
Yeah, because they experienced elf racism.
It's making the David into it's making the Goliath into the David. It's taking this like conventionally attractive, like very white person into like a target of oppression.
There's something really interesting about elves though, where they are very similar to what people have called like
while you're thinking of this, can I talk about the while we're on the topic of elves and racism, can I talk about the origin of the term otherkin, because I just think it's so incredibly funny.
Go ahead.
I know I've told this one to Neve. Morgan, are you familiar with this?
I think I know the background. Yeah,
I'm not. I like to learn new things.
So originally the original term was actually Therian, which you may see used interchangeably at this point.
I once did a extra credit about Therian before, so I am familiar with that term.
But the thing is, in the 90s, there were a group of Therians who identified it as elves, and they felt as though the Therian was like the pure elf meaning word, and so they created the word otherkin to refer to other like other non-elf Therians.
Oh my god!
Right? Isn't that so fucking elf?
Oh my god! It's like they're literally othering.
Yes!
Wow! Oh my god!
I thought Therians were like the animal ones, and then otherkin were like the fantasy ones for some reason.
Where does Landorus fit into this?
Also, the term I was trying to remember, and that we're gonna cut out all my fucking quiet, is model minority.
I apologize. Therian. It was not originally the Therian. I apologize. That was not the original word that was used. But otherkin did come from the term. Did come from elves being like, we need a way to refer to those other.
So the commoners,
the commonkins,
the common cores.
I was gonna say that like elves are kind of like they have like a feeling like model minorities that are used in like stuff. I feel like maybe I shouldn't even talk about this too much because I'm like not super versed in all that, but that's what I was trying to think of. That's the term that I was blanking on for some reason.
I just think the even as an extension of the core of the elf racism problem, or like fantasy racism problem of like just making these very white people the target of oppression is like it's literally not even that. It's that she looks like the villain. She looks like the villain.
She looks like the villain. Like this is
a different kind of problem.
This is specifically like Amelia hates.
This is a her problem.
Amelia makes people make allusions to like half elves being discriminated against, but we've literally only ever seen it happen to Amelia for being.
So I'm sorry, Amelia, I'm really sorry. This is just a you problem.
Is there like other elves in this? Like even if there's not other half elves?
Yeah. Keep watching.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll meet some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've asked that question on this podcast before, funny enough.
I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I'm going to ask it again until they show up, you know? Like,
Are there going to be some more elves on this show?
Subaru does the stupid little, that stance, it has no weaknesses, Caleb City Vine stance, and is like, hello, my name is Subaru Natsuki, and I think Amelia's really, really cool and epic, and I love her, haha.
Is he doing his stupid little pose that he likes to do, where he points?
No, he's
disco pose?
pointing down.
No, he's not doing that one. He's like kind of like squatting and like leaning over, and like he's got one hand like positioned gaily on his hip, and the other one like out, like he is like expecting a down low follow up to a high five.
Ace is low, yes.
Yeah. And he's doing such a bad job. Like, Julius fucking offers to take him out back and beat his ass into the dirt. And
Please!
He does like a little hair toss and is like, are you claiming to be a knight? Something that we have practiced for years and years and years about?
Are you stealing valor?
He does like a fucking margin like Bantan Hut and like all the knights like
pull their swords out and then Subaru's like, did you rehearse that, idiots?
And Julius is like, of course we did. Are you kidding?
That's our job.
Are you stupid?
Has he seen a movie?
Subaru, like, if this was kind of more like, fuck the royalty, fuck all that stuff, that's one thing, but like, no, it's literally just because he's like, fuck knights, fuck all this stuff, I wanna, like,
I'm the main
hero.
character.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be the main character. I want to be the good boy. And I'm the best. It's all about me.
He'd be really lucky if Julius killed him on the spot and just let him try this again.
God, yeah. Why didn't that happen?
Well, you'll see. You know why.
I know why.
It's because he has to character develop.
I know. He wouldn't fucking learn his lesson.
I think Julius is almost like at the start of this. I think Julius is genuinely like offering him a bit of an out here, just like an off ramp, and Subaru just speeds straight past it.
He hits the off ramp so hard that he uses it as a regular ramp, gets airborne, and ends up back on the highway. Fast.
I was literally about to make that exact same joke. Thank you for reading.
It's that Simpsons bit where Ned pushes Homer out the window and he bounces back into the house.
Yeah.
Oh, so I wanted to mention this because I got confused by this when Amelia's like trying to defend herself before like Subaru fucking has his moment. She says that Puck controls fire. I thought he controlled ice.
He controls it's. I think
this is the song of Ice and Fire.
No,
I thought Amelia was the ice one, and then he
okay, no to all of those. Puck does control fire, but also like, what is ice but the absence of heat? Like in the universe, like fire is like on this spectrum. Like fire magic is like in the same category as ice magic because it is heat magic, and heat magic also controls like lack thereof.
It's more like water to me, honestly.
Very JoJo to me, yeah.
That seems more like water magic. I don't know.
Oh, I have the power. My stand controls fire, and if I take all the fire away, it makes ice.
Yeah, all right, fine.
It makes sense to me, but I get what you're saying.
No, I get it. I get that he has control over like energy movement. Anyway, that was just like my notes are confusing, but...
Yeah, it's all good. Subaru fucking is, like, Subaru at this point is just off the... Like, you would tell just, like, by the way his face is animated that he is very... Like, at no point in this has he been the good guy, but, like, very clearly not the good guy at this point.
This is an I Think You Should Leave sketch where it's like the person in the sketch makes some stupid thing, some social faux pas, and then instead of like backing off, just decides to double down on it. No, you cannot eat the toppings on the loaded nachos because that is unfair, and you need to understand that this restaurant does have a policy about the fully loaded nachos. Like he's just like, I can't back off on this. I just have to keep doing it until
he can't like.
He
can't apologize. He can't post a Notes app apology. He fucking has to double down on it and say, no, I was right the whole time. I'm the main character on Twitter, but actually I'm the main character of the show. And he's like yelling, and like his face is so like, he looks like he's like desperate to get whatever he's saying out, even though it's like bullshit. And he's saying just like stuff like, you knights think you're so cool, but you were born into it.
Born into it, talking on your dad's name. And
where did he get that from? Also,
he's pulling shit out of his ass. But I will say, and I'm only bringing this up because it is not discussed at whatsoever in the show. The fact that he's saying this to Julius of all people is really fucking rich, because Julius was like born into nothing. He literally bootstrapped his way into the Knights with literally nothing but blood, sweat, and tears. Like, of anyone in the Knights that he could have been saying this to, Julius probably one of the worst ones to do it to.
I always admire the like animators on this show for giving Subaru just like so many ranges of fucked up facial expression that he gets to do. Like, he has all of the worst emotions you could ever experience perfectly plastered on his face at any given moment.
Looks
like,
so
holy
like
shit.
rancid. Like, I don't know. He just looks, because he's so like desperate to get it out, and like he's yelling.
He's the thing is, this is like what I talked about at the very start of the episode with like him brushing up against like the customs of this world. Like, this is not a thing he can just like, grit and like cheekiness his way through. He cannot just be Natsuki Subaru about it. There is no out here, because he's just completely gotten himself into shit, and he's going to keep trying to get himself out of it by being Natsuki Subaru. But the only way out is apparently to be fucking dragged out of the room by Amelia, who then tells the Royal Selection guys, no, he is not my attendant.
I don't know him.
I don't know him. I found him on the street.
True.
I met him in a loot house.
True. But it's like crazy, because like one of the lords one of the like councilmen is like trying to say like, hang on, I wrote it down. He's like, we know we can't mess with you now. You have a good attendant with you. And that's when she says, he's not my attendant. And it's just like wild, because like this councilman guy is like trying to give her an out, kind of, while also being like, oh, you're great. Like, we kind of get it. Or at least
we get what you're about. We're sorry for saying you look too much like Hitler. Like, it's okay. Some people just look like that, I guess.
And it's just like, because like Subaru had been like talking to Julius like for a while like Amelia is just like standing behind him with like her eyes like darkened, in that like anime way.
Yes, this is so good.
She's like, and he's like, he like turns around and like he doesn't turn around. He like is embarrassed, but he like can't bear to look at her at first, and he just keeps going and keeps saying shit, and like at a certain point Amelia's like, Subaru, stop it, and then she apologizes for him and then drags him out, and that's just like a lot, because like she feels the need to apologize for this interruption, because to her it's like, oh, it's my fault he's here, and it's just and then when she's like, he's not my attendant, he's heartbroken looking, but he fucking deserves it. He should be kicked out.
He deserves to feel bad. She should kill him. Wait, that's not one.
She should kill him.
Won't stick.
She should kill.
The framing of this show, of that
it's good
moment, especially.
And reminder that he's doing this is happening in a room full of all of the knights and all of the nobles and all of the like important people in the world are here for this to happen in front of them. Also reminder that Amelia is trying her very best to become the like
dragon's
in charge, the dragon's attendant, so that she can do the things that she wants to do, which is like equality for everyone. And this fucking annoying piece of shit just comes in and starts making an ass of himself, and he's like, also, by the way, I'm Amelia's attendant. I'm like, I speak for her. Fuck you, Subaru.
I'm her knight.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm her knight.
I'm her knight.
I'm saying I'm a knight, even though I have no qualifications.
He knows one spell,
and he knows one spell of pocket sand. I just like, I think this scene is really well done because, like, in the past, like, we have seen Subaru kind of, like, post-cringe like this, but being able to get through it by just, like, you know, with his grit and cheekiness, like I said a couple minutes ago, just, like, and then, like, it just keeps going, and I think there's a little part of you that's like, surely there's going to be some kind of turn on this, right? Like, the crowd will eventually go in his favor, or something good. No, it doesn't. Nothing good happens. Subaru gets thrown out, and then Rom shows up. Hey, Rom.
Oh,
Rom, like, tries to do a gunpowder. I thought he was about to do a gunpowder plot thing where he blows up all of the rich people in once, but no, he was just doing a fun distraction. Yeah. And it goes really poorly for him because he ends up, like, in 1 second being captured by the Knights and about to be murdered.
Yeah. But the thing is, it goes really quote-unquote poorly because after he's captured...
Yeah, wink.
Because after he's captured, they're like, well, I have to execute him. And Felt's like, no, don't, that's my buddy. And the head knight is like, well, you didn't want to be a royal selection candidate. I don't gotta listen to you. Off with his head. Let me be clear. Off with his head.
Yeah, like you're doing the Obama voice.
Off with his head. Let me... I've once been asking you to take Rom's head off.
No, Bernie!
Bernie, please don't kill the nice old man.
But then Rom flashes a smile at Felt, and Felt's like, oh, you piece of shit.
And did you notice that when Rom came in, Reinhardt looked at him and he said, oh, Grandpa's here. My grandpa, my biological grandpa is here.
My biological grandpa who fucked Wilhelm's wife.
Shut up.
That big guy who fucked my...
Well, now I know that.
Mark, you're gonna be eating big cereal when you get to the Rom flashback episode where he goes back in time, or where he fucks.
There's just a really it's really uncomfortable, but really gripping television. Just 10 minutes POV shot of him plowing Wilhelm's wife.
There's like no music or anything.
It's like a behind the back view, like you see his.
Well, it's like third person, like over the shoulder, like Resident Evil.
No, it's from a downward angle. You're just seeing just the gyrations back and
You're
forth.
Just hearing like
Dennis, It's Always Sunny style.
Fuck.
Angle.
Well, until that happens, we can pretend that he's not Reinhardt's grandpa. And fucking no one who smiles in this?
Reinhardt does, I think.
I thought that...
Yeah, Reinhardt...
Reinhardt...
Rom smiles, and like Reinhardt is also like in on this plan, I think, a little bit. And like Reinhardt and Felt do a little like they play act a little bit of like, oh, I guess I will be in this royal selection. And then Felt is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking turn this entire society upside down. I'm going to fuck these elite motherfuckers. Your backs will be the first against the wall when I am in charge here.
The greatest thing ever that she's literally like, I hate the nobility. I hate the knights. I hate everyone in this room. I'm going to win this election, and I'm gonna fucking turn this kingdom upside down. And it's like, holy shit.
Felt for president.
Sorry, Amelia. There's a cooler person that can have the job that you wanted so bad.
I want Amelia to do something else.
Trap House.
All the knights start chanting, big structural changes. Big structural changes.
Big structural Baileys. Big structural Baileys.
Big structural Natskis.
He wishes. Fuck.
Yeah, he wishes.
But like...
Subaru doing the high hopes dance.
Oh,
God. He casts what's it called, Shamak, and then everyone pulls out their phone. We can light up this room with our flashlights.
Fuck off.
Together we can make the light.
Well, anyway, for some reason I took it at face value that like Reinhardt was like, or Felt was like, oh, is this your plan? And Reinhardt was like, no, it was fate.
Oh my God. I love it. I love this plan. I also love...
I was like, whose plan was this? Like, was it Rom? Like, we didn't actually see any planning.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think
that, like, I don't know if there's any more of this plot. I can't remember if there's more of this plot, like, dealt with in the show of, like, what's going on. But I do love that Reinhardt, our good boy, our good, very strong, very powerful boy, has like fully cast his lot. He's fully on board.
He's felt
behind the felt-pilled gremlin, like anarchist who wants to
Felt
who wants
has to
to kill.
Felt releasing a statement that she does in fact know what goblin mode means and that she is constantly doing it.
Yes!
She is constantly doing it. She's got the tooth to prove it.
I love that he's like, well, you guys will all listen to her eventually. Like, he's on board.
Yeah, he loves
He's like,
it.
fuck being a knight. Fuck
He's pilled.
Lord shit.
He's literally
Fuck this
pilled.
kingdom.
I mean, he has the power to kill everyone in this room right now if he wanted to, is the thing, so...
Damn.
And it wouldn't be that hard for him.
Seems bad. It seems like too much power.
He's very strong.
Literally no one man should have all that power.
Yeah.
It's something that I genuinely question on the show of they have to make it so Reinhardt is inaccessible so that the plot can happen, because if he was there would just be no conflict because he could just cut everything in half.
Yeah.
He's very strong.
He's epic.
Seems bad.
He's epic, but he's also really
I'm
nice.
glad he's nice. I'm glad he's on our side, you
He
know?
works hard, he gets his.
So at this point, Julius is like, Subaru, I'm gonna have to fucking fight you now at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's after the selection and they're all like outside having hors d'oeuvres or
I
whatever.
like that Felix and Reinhardt are just like telling Subaru like what happened, and they're like hanging out and like kind of being pals, even though like Subaru was a dumbass.
I think they just feel so
Yeah,
bad
probably.
for him that they're trying to be nice.
like, wow.
And Julius is just like, "Hey Subaru, just to let you know that I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you.
But because I'm nice, because technically, like, you're to something to Amelia, and she's in the running for the royal selection. I will not kill you. I will just hurt you.
I will just hurt
very
you
badly.
immensely, and like maybe you'll die,
and
but
honestly,
it's your own fault if you die.
Honestly, like, if you had some kind of ability that, like, when you die, you just, like, started at a save point, you'd kind of wish that I killed you so you could not undo the actions that you just did, and that would probably... But, like, obviously no one in the world has that kind of power. No one can do that, so it doesn't matter if I do or don't kill you.
Julius just, like, eating cereal. No one can fucking come back.
No one can return by death.
But yeah, Julius fucking beats the shit out of... Julius beats the shit out of Subaru.
They go to the big Coliseum where all of the knights are there cheering on Julius to kick the shit out of the annoying guy that was mean to him.
Okay, this is this is genuinely Julius going easy on Subaru, because the other knights here, as it's expounded upon in the light novels, I think later on, but like literally the knights here want his fucking head on a platter.
Really?
Like
they say that
if any other knight was in the ring with him, he would not have gotten the courtesy of only wooden swords happening.
He tells him that, like, to speak to a knight this way is a death sentence. Like, they would kill him. But because of the fact that he's, like, labeled himself as Amelia's attendant, that he won't kill him. So he uses a wooden sword.
Oh, yeah. I guess
but then
he kind of, like, I didn't even think about this, but, like, he kind of said, like, oh, you're Amelia's attendant, whereas, like, he was there when she said... oh, he's not my attendant. So he could have, at any point, been like, oh, you're not actually her attendant, I will kill you. But, like, yeah, you're right. Like, he definitely is doing this on purpose.
He is stemming the bloodthirst of the other knights.
This is what I love about ReZero, though, because, like, in any other series, you know, Subaru with his relentless, like, his he will not let people knock him down. He's gonna keep getting back up. Like, that is, like, gone from Hunter x Hunter. Like, he doesn't fucking get down. And even if someone's way stronger than him, he doesn't stop fighting. And that's, like, a strength of his. For Subaru, it's like, he will not stop fighting, and that's a huge problem. He can't overcome these odds, but he's going to throw himself at them until he fucking dies from it. And I kind of love that about this series.
Yeah.
Is like, he sucks. He's terrible, and he doesn't give up, much to his detriment.
Like, yeah, it's not framed... I was actually also, like, thinking of the Gon, like, thing where, like, yeah, he was, like, beating the shit out of, but, like, people were like, yeah, you know, like, eventually they were like, I can't fight you anymore, you're gonna fucking die. Whereas, like, Subaru, you know, even Julius is like, I can't... if you come back at me... you could die.
I will kill you.
I will kill
Yeah.
you, but it will be your fault.
On accident. Like, I'm not trying to kill you, but you are going to make me kill you by what you are doing.
And he just, like, looks
This is
so
what
much
cops
worse.
think they're like.
Yeah. God.
And then
Cop Subaru is so cursed.
They have to get Subaru's mom to come and stop it. Like,
don't call her that.
Like, they go
because like Subaru goes for a pocket sand trick, but absolutely gets fucking smacked. And like this is like just like a couple uninterrupted seconds of Subaru just getting smacked around by Julius, and then we cut to a knight rushing into the throne chamber and being like, "Hey, there's a fight going on," and every single one of them except immediately, like. Priscilla has no input, neither does Krush, but Anastasia hears about this and is like, who started the fight? And when she finds out it was Subaru who started...
No, it was Julius.
Julius...
Yeah, it was Julius. When she finds out it was Julius, she's like, let them fight out. And then even Felt's like, well, you could have just waited until it ended and told us who won. So
Amelia's
funny.
like, well, I gotta rescue this piece of shit idiot boy now. I think the cringiest moment of the show happens here, where Amelia goes to the fighting ring, and then Subaru uses his garbage baby piss spell that sucks, level 1.
Right, because the order of events here is like Amelia runs in and it's like, Subaru, stop! And Julius like looks away for a half second, and Subaru's like gets a really fucked up, twisted evil face, like, now is my chance, and he uses Shama.
He uses smoke
and then he puts his two fingers together, like he links them together, and he sticks them behind his head, and then he separates them, and he's like, I win.
So he looks so like gross. Like this face.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it's because he's so fucking beat up in the face, but part of it's also just like he looks so twisted. He's going Joker mode. He's like,
but
it's just dispelled immediately by Julius.
Yeah, because as it said earlier in the show, that spell only works on like mindless animals who don't know to just like I don't even think he dispels it. I think he just swings his sword and waves the smoke away. Yeah, like it's that simple. It's that simple.
He does that. He does the gif of me walking home to my 3 weed smoking girlfriends.
Yeah, he just waves his hand. He pulls out he just uses his cape and he just whoosh, and then it goes away and he's like, you thought that was going to work on me? That's like a spell for babies. What are you doing?
Subaru's like a level 1 like bard or something, like trying to cast like a shitty cantrip. And then Julius is like this overpowered like CR a bajillion fucking guy who's just like like the only way like you could. He like Subaru's like, I'm gonna roll a nat 20 and get this, and it's like, no, bitch. Even if he,
when I was in
absolutely not.
When I was in 4th grade, I made a World of Warcraft account, and I was played for Horde because of course I did, and I was like a level 20. That was about as far as I made it into the game, and I had this idea of like, oh man, I know what I can do because I'm in 4th grade. I'm going to go to the Alliance. I'm going to go to Stormwind City and I'm going to start killing people there. I'm going to like take over the city. And I was a level 20 baby boy and I tried to like get into Alliance, and of course I just kept dying over and over again. Like that I was Subaru. Like I thought that I could do this. There's no chance. He's throwing baby spells at big boys. Like there's nothing he can do. It just sucks. It sucks. It's really depressing. It's depressing because
really that was a video game and this is real life, and I'm constantly just like, Subaru keeps thinking he's in a game. Like
he keeps thinking he's the main. He thinks he's a shonen protagonist. He thinks he is
like
God.
he thinks he can get through this just by like never giving up.
Yeah, but I mean, it is fiction, but in this fiction...
But it's real to him, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
He's not like, that kind of shonen protagonist.
It's not that kind of story, yeah, exactly. Like, he's not powerful, he's in a world full of people who are stronger and better than him, and his one ability that helps him get an edge is that he can endlessly
throw himself at a wall.
Throw himself into a meat grinder until he finds the puzzle solution of what he has to do to win. And that's his only thing that he can do.
Like,
It sucks. It's very upsetting to me.
It is. And, like, the fact that he's like, oh, I can win with the power of love or friendship or whatever that he has because he thinks he's a shonen protagonist.
Stick-to-itiveness.
What?
The power of stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah. But, like, it's specifically, like, he thinks his love... Like, I feel like a lot of it's that he thinks his love for Amelia is enough to, like, get him through stuff.
Yes. Yep. And he cannot.
He's like,
Julius almost kills him with a wooden sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Kingdom Hearts, yeah, because the screen goes to white, and like there's a just like
and then Mickey shows up, and then he just starts fighting.
And then you just get him, and you just get the dun 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 dun. Fuck, that song goes so hard.
It's so good.
And then Subaru wakes up and looks at his hand and is like, oh, well, I guess I didn't return by death. And then we get the scene.
Why is looking at his hand make him know he didn't return by death?
He just, like, looks at, like, his surroundings. His hand is the thing he looks at when he says it. And he's, like, notices his hands are, like, beaten to shit or something, I think.
Yeah.
And then he, like, because he's looking at his hand, he's, like, he notices Amelia's next to him. And this fucking scene is really hard to, like...
The way it starts, even with him just like assessing, like, oh well, I guess this is happening. She's like, Subaru, and he is like completely talking past her, just not wanting to address the gargantuan elephant in the room. And he's like, we gotta go to get the royal selection. She's like, Subaru.
Yeah, this is, I think, the best thing that ReZero does is its ability to depict very painful, real conversations of people who are experiencing, like, pain or hurt or good emotions too, but like when two characters sit down and they have a lot of bad feelings, the show is just very good at making the conversation, like, you know, the concept of what is it, catharsis or pain, in tragedy of like the release of emotion through, you know, suffering or you know, hardship is like, it is bad to watch these two people have this conversation, but it's also like, this conversation really needed to happen, is the thing. The thing that really gets me, though, and I talked about this earlier, this was like when I watched this the first time, I was like, holy fuck, was like when Subaru starts talking to Amelia about things that didn't actually happen for her. And it's like, I don't think that he really, like, fully he's comprehended of, like, this is not a person that he knows. Like, she does not know him. He knows her, and he thinks he knows her, but, like, to her, he's just some guy. They haven't really spent any time together, and he just started doing this awful, embarrassing, like, terrible things. And then she says, stop saying you're doing this stuff for me. Why do you think that you're doing any of this stuff for me? You're doing this for yourself. Like, man, it fucking sucks.
There's such a the moment in here that's really the crux of everything for me is I'm gonna scrub. I'll see if I can scrub to the scene so I can, like, actually quote her directly, because this scene fucking, like, cuts so deep to the core of, like, everything, where it's like Subaru is like, he tries to, like, oh, but Amelia, I was doing this, and, like, he tries to tell her about return by death, and like, the hand jumps out and stops him, which minor qualm, I guess, with the scene, but I won't get too into it at this moment. But, like, he's like, oh, why don't you understand? And Amelia's like, I'm sure, hold on, because she's like,
I'm sure the person that you have in your head who understands, like, everything about me, like, is great.
Yeah, the version of me that lives within you must be amazing. She can understand everything. She can feel all your pain, sadness, and anger as her own. And it's like at this moment, I'm jumping out the fucking window.
Yeah, same.
Like, she says, I can't understand if you don't tell me, Subaru. And, like, the one qualm I have about this is that, like, this is definitely representational of a communication breakdown between the two of them. The fact that it is being literally actually gated by some otherworldly magical presence does take a little bit of the edge off of it. Like, he physically cannot tell her, but also it's themed, so, like, I'm willing to work with it. I
don't think that the scene suffers that much from
it really doesn't. This is just like this just like a very minor qualm I had with it on this like third or fourth watch of the episode.
Yeah, it's like regardless of whether or not he can explain return by death to her.
Right,
like,
no, totally, 100%.
Yeah, he is so at fault for the things that he has been doing.
The thing really is, so like she says like, I can't understand if you don't tell me, Subaru. Like, you are not like, in order to, you cannot be loved because you will refuse to submit yourself to the mortifying ordeal of being known. And like, I think that this is a bit of an echo of like, you remember the scene in episode 4 or 5 it would have been that led to Amelia letting Subaru rest on her lap. The absolute like ingenuity with which he was acting in those moments, like leading up to it, where he's like, ha ha, hey Amelia Town, ha, it's so nice to see you, I'm doing great, ha, just doing a little bit of cleaning, ha, oh no, I knocked over this vase, it's okay, I'll get a good look. Like,
oh
and,
god,
like,
that was really
the raw emotion that he shows in that scene where he puts his head on her lap and cries, and like then he just like, he is refusing to let himself be known. He is hiding himself behind so many fucking layers and proxies and shit, and also just being an absolute shithead. It's so fucking good. I was like cringing out of my shell, out of my skin, but also like jumping out of my seat the first time I saw this.
Also, what I would say that is good about this, and another thing of like, oh well, he can't tell her, is like, none of the things that happened in this episode had literally anything to do with return by death. Like, it didn't have anything to do with a conversation that he didn't have with her. It was literally, she asked him to do something that was very important, that he did the thing that she asked, and he didn't listen to her because he was just this fucking little slimy worm boy.
Yeah.
And then he fucked everything up, and now Amelia like doesn't want to even look at him anymore, and that's his fault. And that's what's really good about it. It had nothing to do with the return by death thing.
I do have to applaud Subaru for one thing here, which is that he did not immediately jump out the fucking window and try and kill himself.
I know. This is something I think it's important to the show's like pacing. But that is a thing that I'm always like, man, Subaru just needs to like it's you know, his relationship with death is very different than anyone else's. Yes. But I'm always just like, why doesn't Subaru just constantly, like, why doesn't Subaru just, like, kill himself every time anything... But also, if I was Subaru, I would be like, well, what if he doesn't come back that one time?
Right, exactly.
Right, he always has to wonder that, like, will I come back?
The other thing I always think about is what happens to the time, like, does the timeline keep going on? Is there a branching timeline every time he dies of like does that keep happening? I don't know. There's a lot of things that add uncertainty to, but also I think it would just be a bad show if Subaru just like yeeted himself out the window at the first sign of conflict.
I mean, I figured he like, in part, like, well, he says why he fighted? What the fuck?
Fought?
This recording's gone on too long. The reason he like fought Julius was like for his own kind of selfishness and stuff, but like I think like part of it was that like he was kind of hoping Julius would kill him in that battle. Like I don't know if it was like a I don't know if it was a conscious thing, and I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it, because like he probably did like sincerely want to kick Julius's ass, but like there's got to be a point where you're like, I'm not gonna win this. What if I died and restarted?
I mean, there's like the one time in the show where he chucked himself off a cliff, and it was like a big moment for him of like, I know what I got to do, and that was like, I think that any intentional death after that would cheapen that moment. I don't know. I think Subaru really did just think that he was gonna get one over on Julius, and because he's just so trapped in his own brain about his role in this world and in this story.
And like just being himself being himself has gotten him the dub at the end of the day so far. Like why would this be any different? But then no, it turns out that other people have feelings, and like God, just this like 8 minutes. This entire last thing is just 8 minutes of Subaru and Amelia fighting, and it is so fucking good. And I said it before. This is not my favorite episode. This is probably not like my top 3, maybe even top 5, probably. But like, it's so integral to this show being as good as it is. This very episode, this like taking the protagonist to task for being such a shitty person. Just like this is not only talking to Subaru, but this also feels like staring the audience dead in the face. Like the fact that Amelia is so tired of being put on a pedestal, being viewed as just like a pawn or like a beautiful woman to be revered. And I think there's a little bit of like speaking to the audience about that one, like in that sentence, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like a little bit like Amelia turned directly to the camera and said, the way that you talk about fucking waifus is gross and weird and it sucks. And then the people just looked around like, oh, I wonder who that's for. Anyways, I'm doing Waifu Wars Part 200 between Rem and Amelia.
Yeah, it's an ongoing problem I have with this series is like the way that Subaru acts versus various later plot events, and there's some good things about it, and there's some things I really don't like. What I will say I do fucking love, and I apologize. I mean, this is a minor spoiler, but also, Morg, I'm sure you understand what is coming, is that this is not something that he is able to come back from right away. And also that things are going to not get better for him for a little while. Good. And holy shit, I just want to go and watch the rest of this arc because
it's really good.
It is agonizing. It is really
I didn't think this show
bad.
I didn't think this show, like based on like other things in the show, I didn't think they would immediately like go back on it, but I was worried, like, in the next episode, like, maybe Subaru died for some other reason.
And then, like, it rewinds to before this moment.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was worried about that, and like, I guess I'll just give you some story structure spoilers just because I want to talk about this moment freely. Like, I was really worried about that happening, like him, like, and also, but to be clear, I think that also would have been like a really interesting heel turn for this character to take. Like, they would have had to completely go like master manipulator Subaru, utilizing Return by Death for evil purposes. Would have been an interesting direction, but I also love the fact that they do not like this is locked in.
I know it's also when Subaru gets out of a loop, it's always a triumphant thing for him. Yeah. Like he won. And this is the first time that his Return by Death can't save him from a mistake that he made, and that is just
good.
So like, fucking good. It's like this is a permanent thing that he will have to deal with for the rest of the story. This is now forever written in the books. Like, oh, the resting his head on Amelia's lap, or they had that nice conversation in the garden, or the day they had in the town, and like those were gone. But the part where he made a fool of himself in front of everyone and got the shit kicked out of him is something that will be written in the books forever.
I say it's good.
Nice try, Natsuki.
It also hurts a lot because like it affected Amelia so much. Like, I think it's good for Subaru. I don't think it's good for Amelia.
No, I think it's great for the story. Also,
it's good for the story. But like
there is like Amelia is very much saying some things that she has been like feeling for a while and like feels need to be said. She is not like relishing in this. There is such like a somber, melancholic tone to her like voice, her expressions, her everything. Like she's even crying a bit. She like you can even see her like her eyes like I think like she's tearing up a little bit as she walks out the door and like leaves him behind as Subaru like goes into like full unhinged one. It was like, this was all for you. This was for you. You have no idea what you did to save my life. Please, Amelia, you have to. And just like she just leaves him, and you know he grabs her fox hood that she left behind and leaves.
Like Subaru.
And the episode just ends too. It just like cuts to credits.
Just ends.
Subaru, I'm not 100% sure I know what she did for you, and I've been watching this show. Like I know what she's done as far as like some of the stuff and some of the loops, but I think she's still putting it like very much on like this pedestal of like, oh, you're the first person I ran into, specifically the first woman I ran into that like talked to me and gave me the time of day in this world. Am I wrong? Like, it could be wrong. I could be forgetting something.
No, I mean, it really is just his first, like, friend or companion, and then, you know, he has this relationship with her, and he's weirdly into her for various reasons, and it prompts him to make very terrible decisions, frequently. He is wrong about the whole saving him thing. That, I mean, I think it's unequivocally not true what he's saying,
like,
but also he's out of his mind at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I just like
It hurts.
He's like trying to put her like as like this like you're my manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah, you're my Ramona Flowers.
You're my Ramona Flowers. You know, just to bring Scott Pilgrim back into this. But like she's like
as we are contractually obligated to do.
She's like, I'm not that, and like I'm not the girl you think that I am in your head.
I mean, think about how confusing this must be for Amelia.
Like she literally
like,
also says like, I thought you were like someone who could treat me like a normal person.
And then he's like, I can't.
Yeah, and when that's like, you know, it gets into more detail about this like later, but also like we see just now, like, you know, she's like a political pawn. She's like an object of revulsion in like broader society. It's like, it's tough. Like, I feel like she very clearly has not like had a lot of chances to connect with people.
Yeah, she doesn't really. I mean, I don't really think we ever see her have a friend besides
Puck.
Like, yeah, there's just people who interact with her, but Subaru is, I mean, the closest thing that she has to a friend, and it's a very unhealthy relationship between them.
Yeah.
Bad vibes.
I don't, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know what to go from here, and like, obviously Subaru doesn't know where to go from here, but it's like, how do you get to this point? And like, for a lot of stuff, I was like, oh, he's cringy teen, but like, no, this is a flawed relationship, like, regardless of how old he is, regardless of how much trauma he's been through, because like, yeah, he's died several times, but he's still like, shouldn't be putting that on this girl that he's putting on a pedestal that he...
I think
it's like...
I think I also...
Go ahead.
Oh, go on, Neve.
Well, like, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's like he has, like, a deeper character flaw that he needs to address.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also just want to do... Before, I feel like we're reaching the end of discussion on this, for the most part, and that's the end of the episode. There is one thing I wanted to talk about before we get off it, which is just the composition, I guess. If this was live action, I would refer to it as, like, blocking, but the composition of the scenes, just, like Subaru is in a room that is, like, bathed in light. Like, through all of the windows, you have, like, this really strong, bright yellow light coming through. And, like, Amelia is standing directly in the light the entire time. But Subaru is, like, far enough away from the windows on his sides that's not reaching him, and he has a huge, like, headboard, so the windows behind him are also not illuminating him. So he's completely, like, in the darkness, like, in shadow for this entire scene. And I just think that's cool composition.
It's good.
It is. It's good, and I like y'all have like talked about this like catharsis, like how they have a good like tough conversation. I also just like how they keep interrupting each other in like a very natural way that like I don't always expect from like a show that's like this, where like people are probably in like different studios recording voice lines and stuff. Like, I don't always think about that, because usually like people do other fun stuff to like make up for that, but like this cutting off of like, you know, like Amelia keeps trying to say like Subaru's name so that like he'll actually listen to her and not keep trying to make excuses and say shit, and like it's that's Gizmo. He wants in my room.
Gizmo wants to contribute.
He wants to be in my room.
I don't understand, by the way, big medal for you for not just having to immediately watch the next episode and then just watch the whole... Like, I don't know how I could
really
fucking
hard,
do that.
because, like, for a lot of other ones... And I've talked about it on...
It's gonna get so much worse for you.
I've talked about it on other episodes where I, like, watched the next one to see, like... Oh, did he restart or whatever? Like, I did.
Did he die? Does the next episode open with the funeral of Natsuki Subaru?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, obviously that's not what happened.
Who never scored.
Watching this and then having to stop sounds like fucking torture.
Yeah, like I was I can't watch the next 5 minutes of the next episode. I can't do that.
Why would you do that to Morg? That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. Sorry, Morg.
Just cram the whole season into one mega giga episode.
That would take so long. We would never finish. This podcast would keep...
But you would know a moment's peace. You would get to at least know what happens.
Yeah, true.
Just a fucking marathon podcast, 12 hours. Get in the studio 12 hours. Let's
putting
do
you in the
this.
clock.
It's like the 11-hour response to Joker Jenny Nicholson video.
Yes, the 11-hour response to Jenny Nicholson Joker video.
Just we are going to talk about ReZero, and we will start at episode 1, and we will stop at the end of season 2, and then we will just there will be a one episode.
Speaking of talking
podcast.
about ReZero for an extremely long amount of time, we are at the 2.5 hour mark of this fucking podcast.
That's better than I was
is a record.
expecting. I thought it would be longer for some reason.
Genuinely, the only thing I've ever recorded that was longer than this was... No, I've recorded a totally reprised that was longer than this, but also the Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die Nintendo Donald 64 episode.
Let's go.
So we're breaking some records here. We got a couple of questions.
Yeah, we have a question from last time that we didn't get to.
Yeah, a question from last time, which was Andy, who asked us, like, right after we finished recording, what snowman would you build to win the competition? What snowman would you build to win the competition?
I was wondering why Trogdor popped into my head, and then you cracked the code for me.
What snowman?
Actually, I would do a hot snow
Miku is what I thought you were going to say.
Hot snow.
Pretty good.
Hot snow Miku. Okay.
That's what I...
Stinks. How about Stink Snowman? Like Stinko Man, but Stink Snowman.
I don't know who that is.
Like Homestar.
Oh,
Snomsar.
Dude, it's been so
like
long since I've seen Homestar Runner, so I did not know. Okay. What?
What would y'all build to win the competition? I would build just a statue of Roswell. I think that would get me a lot of points.
I would do one of the fucked up Calvin and Hobbes snowmen.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm gonna build a snowman of Calvin peeing on Donald Trump because Roswell's the judge. And I know he'll get a kick out of it.
Orange Man bad.
This is so funny.
Satire will save the Republic.
Have you ever been in the writing room for the Daily
Show? Do you like Stephen Colbert?
God. Liberal Roswell is my new favorite character in this podcast.
I'm with her.
You know, Bernie is winning in the polls right now, but if all three of the other candidates were together, they would beat him. They would beat him easily.
Me high hopes for the living.
This is the worst.
This
is the worst.
Okay.
Nancy Khaleesi. Okay, I'm done.
Elizabeth McGonagall is holding back the Dementors.
God, fuck.
Okay. Next Prime Minister.
Stop.
Next question from Emery, Discord user Space Robot. Which do you prefer? A Catboy that's nice, a Catboy that's rude, or a Catboy that's a little bit sicko? I think I'd go Catboy that's rude on this.
Catboy that's
I would say Catboy that's nice, because you're rolling the dice if you're going rude or sicko. Because there's some real rancid Catboys out there.
Because like a rude Catboy...
Okay, hold on. Okay, for the purpose of this hypothetical... let's assume that rude or bit sicko removes, let's remove any instances of that being in a bigoted way from this pool of
once again, rude can be Tsukishima, and I would like a rude Catboy if that was how, if we're talking that kind of rude.
Listen, if you want to see Catboy Tsukishima, I have some art to show you.
We have a channel in the special Great Snacks Discord.
Great Snacks Discord, yeah.
It's nice Catboy for me.
Yeah, I still think I'm leaning nice Catboy, but I think a rude in a fun way Catboy would be nice.
In real life, I think they would have to be nice Catboy. See, that's the problem. If it was a real life person, there's a lot of rude characters that I don't want to meet, but I enjoy their presence. You know.
Drop the word boy. Do you want a cat that's nice, a cat that's rude, or a cat that's a little bit sicko? I want a cat.
I want a cat that's
nice.
I want a cat that's just a little bit sicko.
I mean, my cat is a little bit sicko, but I love him, so it's okay.
we love Gizmo. Gizmo podcast. All right, we've reached the end of this fucking marathon. Jordan, thank you so much for coming on this episode. I was really looking forward to recording this. Absolutely lived up to expectations. Yeah. Exceeded greatly.
It's been 2.5 hours. I could have watched Fast and the Furious 9 again, but I chose instead to talk about 50 minutes of television for this many minutes. And you know what? It was time well spent, so thank you for having me on.
It was a delight.
Jordan, where can people find you? Drop your plugs.
You can find me on Twitter at Bradipusrex. My account is locked, but it's only locked if you are under the age of 18, not because of any adult reasons. It's just because I don't want any children to follow me. So please drop me a follow. You can see really good tweets like, what if I fused the Hollow Men poem with the 2 years worth of semen glopping out of whatever. That's my best tweet I ever made. I'll stand by this till the end of my life. You can find me on a couple podcasts, Kylex Y, which is a show about Kylex Y, and that one's coming to an end soon, but we're reading some really fucking crazy fan fiction, so give it a listen. Listen to the whole show, please. And then you can listen to Kamurocho Radio, a Yakuza replay podcast. We're working our way through Yakuza 3 at the moment, almost done. And listen to Slappers Only. It's a video game music showdown podcast where we record an episode about Mario Odyssey, and then I forget to edit it for a week. Oops.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We can be found podcast. We are at /ReZero on Twitter, FWD, FWDR. God, okay. We are /ReZero on Twitter. That is FWD, FWDREZERO. That is where you can find all of our tweets, our question posts. You can find the Discord to join and hang out with us. It's been getting a little bit busy in there. You know, people are talking, people are watching the show. We've been having some good, fun conversations. Come join. We are so graciously hosted under the Noisepace.xyz podcast network. Thank you to the Podfather Matt GameCube. We must all do a 21 pod salute for the GameCube.
They did surgery on a GameCube.
They did surgery on a GameCube. Now he has a Dolphin emulator inside of him, and he can run Wii games. Thank you so much.
Yes,
finally,
they made the GameCube.
We put them into a portable
shell. One thing you
shell.
gotta know about GameCubes is that they're very powerful console.
Genuinely so glad that Matt made it through everything.
Yeah,
okay. I was very worried for a couple of days there.
Seriously.
Thank you to
can I? One more thing. Shout out to friend of the show, Brooks, Dr. Oglesby.
Dr. Oglesby. Shouts out.
Dr. Oglesby. Shout out.
Are you telling me that Brooks did surgery on Matt? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Different kind of
medical
doctor.
Brooks Oglesby.
Matt wakes up and it's like, and they're like, who do you think gave you the surgery?
Who do you think gave you the
Brooks just appears over the curtain. Also, thank you to close personal friend of the show, Gerard Way, for the use of the song Dead by My Chemical Romance as our intro and outro music. That song fucks.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the podcast. If you want to find more of me, I'm on Twitter at Sunhatzhenya, SUNHATZHENYA. And you can check out the other podcasts that I do, such as Wow Cool Robot, which is the only other one that I'm doing right now because I put Fear Baiting on hiatus. But Wow Cool Robot is Iron Blood. I'm watching Iron Blooded Orphans with friend of the pod, Max. You can listen to a bunch of episodes of Fear Baiting. That show is on hiatus right now, but, you know, there's like 230 episodes of it. So, you know, I'm sure you've seen a movie. If you really want to hear my voice more after listening to 2.5 hours of this, there you go.
If you want to hear more of my voice.
Yeah, you've been in a couple of those. And Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, a Leftism podcast, and The Wonder Yerks, and Animorphs podcast. I think that's all my links.
I've also been on a Fear Baiting episode or 2 or 3.
You have?
I think 3.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next since I started talking. I'm Morg. You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can find me on my other podcasts. Departure Lounge exists, so you should still listen. But my actually active podcasts are the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, as well as Digimon Ghost Gaze, a Digimon Ghost game podcast. That's it for me, I believe.
All right. You can find me at Nickelwolf on Twitter. I don't really have any other shows running right now, but just you wait.
Yet.
All right. Someday.
So that's going to do it for this episode of this jumbo-sized, spicy, big episode of Forward 430. And until next time, sent from my iPhone.
Sent from my iPhone.
Sent from my iPhone.
Sent from my iPhone.
Sent from my
Bye.
Bye.
Sent
for
for iPhone.
iPhone.
Sent for iPhone.
Fuck iPhone.